Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband and wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Prosser.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
No, better than being a small stepper, I suppose. Rise and shine, Googans. Go time on a Tuesday morning. Your boy here is losing his voice. Don't know where this came from, but see if we can't get it up to speed as we move through. I got to go deep, maybe deep radio voice. I'm not sure that's going to work either. So, lots to get to, lots to talk about, lots to discover together. As we monitor the storm, which is kind of coming our way a little bit, I've determined that storm coverage is the closest thing to sports coverage that we have in the other, mediums, right? It's kind of a build-up as you wait for, in this case, game day. Now, I don't want to trivialize or minimize the damage that certainly can be inflicted when you're talking major weather versus, some baseball game somewhere. But it looks like it's churning out there in the Gulf, still off coast of Florida and hitting it sometime overnight tonight, early into the morning. So tomorrow probably going to be a nasty day. We will, like the mailman, rain or shine, we're here. We'll be here for you again tomorrow morning. And by the time we get here tomorrow morning, the full list of cuts for the Jaguars will be known. We are getting some sprinkle downs. Right, there's some guys that are, they're telling somebody that they're being released. And so we have 4 or 5 names that we can share with you already. Again, I don't know how much news value is here, man. I mean, these first 4 to go, ostensibly you could say are 90, 89, 87, and 88. They may not have played like that, but they are first to go. Jordan Smith is a guy I thought may have earned a longer look. I don't know if the practice squad could ultimately be a destination, but Smith has informed folks that he will be released. So they're going to go with Caleb on Chason and the known over the perhaps potential of Jordan Smith, or maybe that potential isn't there at all. They're just hoping they're making the right choice there. Kevin Austin looks like he's the first one out of this receiver battle. It is a battle royale, man. 6 or 7 guys there battling for a spot or two, but it looks like Austin has told people that he will be let go. Nathan Rourke, who, boy, for a minute there seemed like he was going to cause a backup quarterback controversy, and that's a thing in the NFL now, right? I mean, look around the league. Trey Lance got released as a backup. Others have not been afraid to change their quarterback depth chart if necessary, and Rourke seemed to make the most of every opportunity, but we also saw, again, the steady hand of C.J. Beathard in that preseason finale. So any headway or any fan narrative of Rourke making the team as the backup quarterback gets shut down by that. I'm sure they'll angle for the practice squad with Rourke, who has very little experience outside of his award-winning season in the CFL, the 1 year he played there. So those would be the 3 names that jump out at you the most. I think I saw an offensive lineman perhaps was on the list. One of the, shame on me that the name escapes me. Here are the 5 as compiled by, who have I got here? This is Ship, I think. Yeah, Shipley at SI is, making kind of a running compilations list. And offensive lineman Samuel Jackson, right? Kevin Austin, we said. The fullback experiment with the offense here didn't last long. Derek Parrish, according to Tom Pelissero, has been released. Jordan Smith, Kadri Ellison, the running back, which Kadri Ellison, again, this speaks to, the depth and talent of this football team compared to where it was just a few short years ago. I mean, Kadri Ellison's played a lot of years in the league, made plays for teams. I believe the Falcons most recently.
Yeah, he was with the Falcons.
Not a sniff of a breath of a chance of making this team as it's being constructed. You wonder, I guess, about the fourth running back. I mean, we are 4 deep here with guys that have proven in the NFL in a pinch can give you a 100-yard game, except for the rookie, of course, there. So that's where we stand. The cuts become more official and much more widespread a little bit later today. Doug Peterson met the media yesterday. There's some stuff to dive into. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It's game time now. We're not in this guy's going to set out this training camp workout and this guy's getting a veteran day off. We go to Indianapolis in a week and a half to open the season, and there are some injuries lingering out there. We still don't know about Devon Hamilton, right? That was a curious injury designation that he received, and he's been out. What about Foley Fatukasi? What about Wells? We learn Ventrell Miller has an Achilles, so that injury was as bad as it could have been, and he'll miss the year. I would assume they'll put him on IR and retain his rights. Cooper Hodges, serious injury. He's not going to probably see the field, not this year, certainly not anytime soon. The cut process has changed a little bit the last few years. We used to get this round of cuts. I think they went maybe to 70, and it had to be done maybe a week ago. And by the time you got to the last preseason game, you had narrowed it down, and you got to go about, 17 more, maybe 15 more to get to your number. Things are a little bit different now. It leads for a bulk of work and a bulk of announcements coming up later. Here's Coach Peterson.
It's a longer day, obviously, and you're doing a lot more guys. It's challenging for the personnel staff to do this many guys, but I like the fact that we can keep everybody, to the end, because really, sometimes you let a guy go maybe too soon when you haven't really given him a chance to, play in the last preseason game or take another look at him in practice or something like that. So, it's a challenge that way, but I think it's good that we, can keep them, and it just makes it a little more challenging for the personnel side.
Well, speaking of personnel side and the other side of the football, that being the defensive side, don't expect any surprise cuts when it comes to Caleb Chason. Doug Peterson talked about him yesterday. He is their third pass rusher. That's where they're going, and it's time to just hope and pray and beg that he produces. And as to the overall pass rush, which has not shown up in the form of sacks at all, Doug Peterson talked about that as well. And you're going to hear from him on both of those elements coming up on the other side. I understand Nick Saban's smart, right? I get it. And you're not allowed to reinvent how football works with your, quite frankly, your cockeyed opinions, and in this case, revelations. You don't get to change what we all know, Nick. I know because you're saying it, there should be some sort of, truth to it. I guess we're all supposed to bow at the feet of Nick Saban when he says the most ridiculous thing that's been said this preseason. Hey, listen. Have the courage of your convictions. I'm not ready to name a starter. Yeah, I know who he is. No, I don't know who he is. No, we got guys still competing. I really don't know what to tell you. But let me tell you what you can't go with after a century of college football. Every week at every level of football, teams put out the old cliche depth chart. It is most certainly not a, quote, distraction. It's simply a list of how the guys stack up in the most likely order of play. Saban said a formal list of starters and backups, well, they can wait. They, quote, create a lot of distractions within the locker room. Really, Nick? Really? quite frankly, we don't need that. I want all of our players to continue to compete for playing time, to try and play at the highest level. I don't want anybody on our team to think they're a backup player or whatever. That's stupid.
You don't want guys to transfer.
So let me understand, Nick. You think maybe they'll know when the game clock hits, the game clock hits 14 minutes, 50 seconds? You think maybe then they'll know what they are? You are a GOAT. This is clown status stuff here. And I won't make any more of it. But no, Nick Saban, you don't get to say now, after years and years and years and programs, great coaches before and after you, you don't get to say that we're not going to do a depth chart because it creates a lot of distractions. Like you've just figured that out. Those titles, that hardware, it's not enough. You now have to posture yourself before the season begins. It's just, smarter than the rest of us. So no depth charts at Alabama. Bleep you if you want to know who the quarterback is. Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson, Tyler Buckner, all been, in a battle to replace Bryce Young. But God forbid one of them's feelings get hurt and their confidence get shaken by the reality that's going to come on Saturday when one of the other dudes trots on the field. But that's not a distraction, right? Which is more of a distraction? 3 dudes who don't know who's playing or a depth chart? And the further hypocrisy and lunacy of all of this is, sure, they don't know, Nick. Right. Sure. Your starters don't know who's starting. That'd just be a distraction. Let's make everybody feel good. Trophies for everyone. Silliness. ACC's going to do it, aren't they? These goons are going to hire 3 teams from the Pacific Coast to play in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Where does the insanity end when it comes to college sports and college football in particular? I mean, this trickle down of a college football decision. There's what in God's name would compel the Atlantic Coast Conference to add Stanford and Cal in particular? Seriously, what in the world would be attractive about all that entails? Meanwhile, let's throw in another dog with fleas. Let's throw in a team that the Big 12 wouldn't even take out of their own backyard. Hey, SMU, you look good. Come on up. You're on the Atlantic coast of Texas.
What is the draw? Is it Dallas? Is that why they want SMU?
Gibby, let me see if I can talk you, not you, but my opinion. Let me change the target when it comes to college football. I do not believe that a college football team controls a market. I don't believe Texas brings Texas, not SMU. If Texas is on in Dallas and SMU is on in Dallas, nobody is watching SMU. Houston is not bringing the Houston market to the Big 12. Cincinnati does not bring the Cincinnati market. In Cincinnati, they're watching Ohio State. Just as when the ACC expanded the first time, what were they going to do? Oh, we're going to get New York City with Rutgers. Yeah, how'd that go?
Right.
We're going to get Boston with Boston College. Oh, yeah, the Beaners are just eating up that college football. Miami is going to bring us a top 10 market. Shoot, they can't bring 10,000 to the stadium. So
it's all about just getting the state of Texas.
That's part. I think it's just about adding a team and taking the best of who's left. And you can convince yourself that, there's value in having a team in the state of Texas, I guess. And I don't know the hierarchy for sure, but I'm guessing that if we power ranked by popularity the college football teams in Texas, that SMU will be awful daggum low. Be behind Baylor, behind TCU, behind Texas Tech. I imagine they're probably behind Houston. We haven't talked about the big boys, the archetypes, Texas and Texas A&M. So continued momentum, I guess, is the buzzword out of the ACC as they continue to look toward adding Stanford, Cal, and SMU. So that'll make things right. I'm sure Clemson and Florida State. This is great. We're not going to get more money. We'll just have more people to split it with. Well done. FSU, meanwhile, all eyes on that LSU game that's coming up on Sunday night. What a heavyweight battle that is, and it kicks off a very important month of September for the Noles. They'll ring it in on September 1st, and they'll play later in the month at Clemson. So catch a tiger by the tail and do it twice. Do it twice if you can. I don't want to say scary, but we had an unacceptable situation in Major League Baseball last night. And if you missed it late, you probably did. Braves were playing at the Rockies last night. It's about bottom of the 7th inning, I believe. Ronald Acuna is playing right field. And here come Bozo and Krusty, the clown circus, running onto the field out in, I guess, full up on the local legal. Edible bedibles is what they did. I don't know what the heck would possess you, but I know even less how a professional ballpark in today's day and age, a Major League ballpark, can allow not one but two fans to run on in a field, sprint into right field, approach Ronald Acuna, touch him, hug him, take a selfie with him before Fat Boy Joe trots over from his folding chair to maybe intervene. Fat Boy Joe is the leader of the security. I don't know if he's really named Fat Boy Joe. I'm just going by what I see run onto the field here. But old Fat Boy Joe was slow on the trigger, slow on the feet. And in this case, you had a couple of Acuna stands. You had a couple of guys just wild about Ronald Acuna. Probably had, again, too many edibles, too many cores, and ran out on the field to hug him and backslap him. And, what if they had come out instead and whacked him in the side of the temple with their cell phone? Or shivved him in the neck with an ink pen or pencil or whatever else you can find. Completely unacceptable. The Colorado Rockies baseball organization should have to pay $1 million fine for allowing that to happen. $1 billion fine. So beyond the realm of acceptable, it's a joke. It's not that somebody got on the field. That happens. There's an idiot in every city in the world. I was at Tampa and saw an idiot. You were there, Gibby, for that game.
I was the same game. And that's what happens most of the time. People just run around and they're just being idiots. These guys went after him. These guys went up to him, knocked him down. That could have been horrendous.
For sure. Acuna kept his peace. I think he interpreted that I'm guessing they're Venezuelan or Latin, I'm guessing just by looking at him. But what about the one little Krusty the clown dude as they're carrying him out like a child over their shoulder? He's kicking his feet like a 4-year-old, not ready to leave the park. I don't know what to tell you, but I do know this. And this isn't a Braves take, gang. This could be Mookie Betts in right field for the Dodgers.
This could be anybody.
It could be Bryce Harper. It doesn't matter. You, as a professional organization, have just pulled off such a massive fail if you allow fans to make physical contact with players. And this went beyond just a little bit of, oh my gosh, he just got to him and they took him down. Those guys could have done whatever the heck they wanted to Ronald Acuna. Could have punched him in the face, could have kicked him in the knee, could have hit him with something. It's not what they were about in this case, but how do you know? It's still, in this case, thankfully, it was he interpreted pretty quickly. I don't think he was in danger. Maybe if he was, if you're a ball player, by the way, you have to, in that situation, do the least manly type A thing you can do. You just sprint away is what you do. Guy's coming at you wild-eyed with something in his hand.
I don't think too many fans are going to be running up on guys like, say, Jose Ramirez, because we know what he can do.
Well, we saw that. Who else knows? Tim Anderson.
Right. That's right.
He knows as well. So,
but that could have been chaos. It really could have.
It was just, like I said, I'm not going to say it's scary. Nothing happened, and Ronald Acuna's a big boy, but it was so beyond unacceptable that it's hard to fathom as you watch it play out, and you're just waiting. Wait, what the heck? Where's Fat Joe and the security team? This is the drill. The college football narrative, they're going to put as much pressure on Georgia as they can. I'm on all three of what I consider kind of the major sports platforms. On CBS Sports this morning, front page, what factors play into a possible Georgia dynasty? ESPN front page, can Georgia go back-to-back, how the previous 13 attempts failed? I'm sorry, back-to-back. What's different about these dogs? we will dig and dive just a little bit into that. I got more from both Mike Norvell and Billy Napier as they prepare for their season openers this weekend. So I'll get a couple of comments from their coaches. Shoot, I say this weekend, Billy Napier and the boys played 2 days, man. 2 days.
Well, they had to leave out early. You saw that with the storm. They're leaving early.
Yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit as well. So also going to hear from Doug Peterson. He's going to try and calm our nerves perhaps about the state of the pass rush, but we can choose to believe or not, but at least what he says about pass rush and what they are still counting on to be an important part of it. That's Caleb on Chase on. So those comments coming up as well. You're listening to The Drill. It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. This is The Swamp.
Snap back, looking left. Intercepted the 4. Florida gets the stop.
The season kicks off against Utah on Thursday, August 31st.
15th, 10 to the house. Touchdown, Gators!
Kickoff at 8 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL AM.
You have separation anxiety from your pet for any services, and I mean maybe it's veterinary care, maybe you're going out of town, you have to board them. Pet Paradise checks all the boxes to put both you and your pet at ease. Location, location, location. They are all over town. There's a Pet Paradise near your neighborhood, but if you are headed out of town, how about the airport service? Pet boarding and day camp there, 24-hour pickup and drop off. They make it easier for you. Inside of any and all Pet Paradise, you're going to find them doing it better than the other imitators. Here's why. Ultra-modern facilities. The best veterinary care with New Day Veterinary. They even have dog training now. Climate-controlled suites, a bone-shaped pool for them to play around in this hot sun. Most importantly, a staff who loves your pet like you do. For the pickiest pet parent, there is only one choice. The one that checks all the boxes. It's Pet Paradise. Find out more for yourself and locations near you at petparadise.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
For all your plumbing needs, call on the Bold City's best. The water heater's broken, disposal doesn't work. Toilets overflowing, the wife's going berserk. There's water all around me, the faucet sprung a leak. The only way to fix it is to call on Roland Reach, 'cause I got the blues, yeah. Roland Reach Plumbing. Lose the bad plumbing blues and find your peace with Roland Reach. Yeah.
A major storm is approaching our area. It's important that you go to JEA.com and make sure your email and phone number are updated with us so we can reach you during and after the storm. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay informed about restoration efforts. And if you experience an outage, please report it by texting OUT to MyJEA. Stay safe and know that your community-owned utility is ready for whatever comes our way. Your community, your utility.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville. Start
your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
Okay, Gator Nation, y'all ready to do that Gator Chomp? It's your boy E to the T. And Brackish Vodka and I have something special brewing for you at Miller's Ale House for the Gator Game Watch Party versus Utah. Join me Thursday, August 31st at Miller's Ale House in Tinseltown for the ultimate Florida Gator Game Watch Party. We taking it to the next level, baby. Ale House is now pouring Brackish Vodka, proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguar. So gather up all your homies, deck yourself in that orange and blue, and come cheer with me, E.T. Thursday for the Gator Game Watch Party at Miller's Ale House, Tinseltown. Come on, somebody.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Ackerman Urology is now servicing the Beaches community. If you have elevated PSA, prostate, bladder, or kidney issues, plan to see the experts at Ackerman Urology right away at the new location on Atlantic and Hodges Boulevard.
Active and pain-free. That's the ticket. Dr. George Bari here, and I know that's the goal of every patient I see. They want the best possible care so they can go back to enjoying life. That could be pick up basketball, golf, tennis, running, or just working out. It all requires you to be as healthy as you can be. If joint pain is taking its toll on your active lifestyle, come see me at Bari Orthopedics. We have locations all over Jacksonville and can diagnose and treat even the most severe joint pain. A homegrown Jacksonville practice. Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
You know, we have to have a great week of preparation as we really jump into to game week. I think the guys, they battled throughout camp, and we put in a lot of work. We've got to continue to improve on our consistency, which has been a major theme of ours throughout all of fall camp and really the entire year. And so that's one of the things that we got to make sure that we continue to correct as we get up to next Sunday night.
That's Mike Norvell getting his team ready for what a challenge, what a treat for all of us, right? I'm really looking forward to this little two-step we got Thursday night. Gators on the road at Utah, tough test. More on that in just a second. And then Sunday night to kick us off into, I guess we got a holiday next Monday, huh, Gibby?
Yeah, I've forgotten about that.
Beautiful.
I heard somebody say, yeah, I won't be here next Monday. And I'm like, oh, that's right.
Nice little Labor Day to give us just one more day of fortification before we get into, that was fortifa, not fornifa, settle down.
That too, maybe.
Before we, well played, sir. If we're lucky, yeah, maybe that too. But yeah, Sunday, and then there's a Monday game, but it's a bad one. It's like Clemson-Duke, something just absolutely silly and stupid, and certainly not an endorsement for the ACC. And college football, you should be better. I mean, you should. Don't throw us some October midweek Thursday matchup like Clemson and Duke. Put a better game in that slot, or better yet, just let me go to bed on Monday after that long holiday weekend and not worry about this drivel that you're putting on national TV Monday night in the form of Clemson v. Duke. Anywho. Well, it's adjustment time for the Florida Gator football program. Their season opener, which is already a tough enough task for a couple of reasons. Now, the Thursday night start is just so different. That's minimized. That doesn't mean anything because it's the first game of the year. If you had a game on Saturday and then on Thursday, then, yeah, that would be just another, just another perhaps obstacle that you would have to confront. But so the Thursday night, being the season over, doesn't matter that much. But the Storm, is it Idalia? Is that the name of the storm? I think that's right. I think it's Tropical Storm Idalia, which they, yesterday, no, it is a hurricane. Hurricane Idalia is headed the state of Florida's way. And so Florida's going to get while the getting's good, and the football team is having to adjust again. They are leaving a little bit later today to fly to Dallas, where they will, I don't know if are they staying the night there, or is that?
That's what I read.
Yeah.
They are staying the night.
So they'll fly to Dallas, stay the night, and then fly
Salt Lake.
To Salt Lake on Wednesday for a Thursday night game. So already having to adjust to what, listen, if you're a coach, you like habits, man, right? You like things to run. You like schedules. You like itineraries. You like things buttoned up. You like to eliminate all nuances, as it were. Not able to do this, though, with the travel schedule affected by the impending hurricane coming down on the Sunshine State. And by the way, there's also this. They also have to prepare to Salt Lake City, I believe, is like Denver. I believe it's mile high. I know it's certainly at an elevation that's a lot higher than 0-foot sea level that the Gators play at. And so Billy Napier has to have a plan for the altitude.
The altitude, we've spent extensive time researching that relative to our sports science and our training staff. And all indications tell us to stay in your normal routine. It really takes 10 days to get adjusted, get in, get out. We've met with a lot of NFL teams regarding that. So we feel good about our plan.
There's plenty of challenges of playing at Utah besides the altitude. It's a really good football team. Billy Napier said yesterday, maybe the best team that Utah has had, and that's saying a lot. This is a football team that's experienced a lot of success. They've won, I believe, back-to-back Pac-12 titles. This is a good football team. They also have a really good quarterback, but Cam Rising injured his ACL in the bowl game last year. It's a quick turnaround for him to get here. We'll have Doc Kevin Murphy on with us Thursday morning for just kind of one more note on where Cam Rising likely is, but he was listed number 1 on the depth chart, and the Gators take the attitude that the Utah starter will play.
We're preparing for all of the above, is what I would say. And I do think they have very capable players, right? But we got to see Cam live and in person. Know Cam, his family, ton of respect for him as a person, but competitor, leader, football player, he's a real quarterback.
Okay, so 13 teams in college football history have won back-to-back national titles. None have won 3 in a row, at least not many. Minnesota pulled it off, 34-36. So go back about 100 years and at the very start of the poll era, but no one in nearly 9 decades has three-peated. Not Nick Saban or Bear Bryant's Alabama squads, not Pete Carroll at USC or Urban Meyer at Florida. Barry Switzer at Oklahoma couldn't do it. Nebraska and Tom Osborne famously won 3 and 4 years, I remember. Never won back-to-back-to-back. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but that is the mountain that Georgia faces as they try and start something historical. The 12 other failed three-peats kind of fall into different categories. Unlucky, diminished, and in one case, there was just an absolute collapse. Army, you could say, was unlucky. In 94, they went 9-0, won it all. 44 went 9-0, won it all. 45 went 9-0. 46 went 9-0-1, but finished third in the poll. Notre Dame went 8-0-1 and won it all. They went 9-0 and won it all, and then went 9-0-1. Again, this would be the unlucky, I think, of the groups. They finished second in the poll. Alabama 64-65, won it all. Then went 11-0 in 1966, but were voted second in the poll. Nebraska in the early 70s, back-to-back 70-71, then fell off to 9-2-1 in 72, still finished third. Nebraska again in the 90s. This is the most impressive era of my lifetime, or at least of my lifetime as a college football fan. Nebraska won it all in 94 undefeated. They won it all in 95 undefeated. I'm sorry. 94, they went undefeated, finished second. 95, I think they've got that backwards, actually. I think 94 won, 95. No, 94 was... Anyway, slightly failed in one, and then they won again in 97, though, so that would have made three. I think they've got that one wrong. USC in the mid-2000s was close, so where does Georgia fall? Do they fall with the... I think what they're going to do is have another dominant year. Anyone take a look at that schedule? Again, this is a good time to drop in the reminder that Georgia doesn't have to apologize. Oklahoma was on this schedule, and the SEC made them take it off because it was the beginning of a home and home, and Oklahoma joins the conference next year. So they had to replace Oklahoma with like Tennessee Martin, and that's who they open with this year, and I wouldn't want to be Tennessee Martin. They're going to get the Martin knocked out of them Saturday. And then they play Ball State, and then they got South Carolina, they got UAB. Their first 4 games are at home. They have to go to Auburn at the end of the month. We'll see what the Tigers are. There are only 2 teams in the preseason poll on their schedule, and they don't show up until November. They host, who is right now at the time, number 22, Ole Miss. And then a big game that most would tell you would decide the SEC East. It'll be at Tennessee. But, man, all these good teams, and we've watched a bunch of them, right? We've seen how good Alabama's been this last 15 years. We saw how good Urban and the Gators were. We saw Nebraska and USC, and we've seen these teams, these powerhouses. Nobody wins 3 in a row. Good teams with great coaches and legacies and histories. Not since Minnesota, some 90 years ago, has it happened. We're worried about the Jaguars' pass rush. I say that's fair. Coaches keep telling us that it's okay. What can you do but believe it? Here's Doug Peterson when asked, Coach, what do you think about the state of the pass rush? Haven't seen a ton of sacks.
We are pleased with where we are. I think Yazir's development, young player, did some nice things in the preseason, but still has some work to do and some growth as he continues to, to get better. Josh and Trayvon now going into the regular season understand, I think, where they need to be and how they need to affect the pass rush. It obviously where Foley was at the beginning of camp. I mean, he was dominant. He was, aggressive. This foot, kind of set him back a little bit, but we're expecting him back this week and really get him back to that full potential that he had, early in camp. I guess the one for us, Devon was the one that was kind of the shocker, with everything, and we're just happy that he's healthy and heading in the right direction. But that's a big one, from a pass rush standpoint. But big bodies and pass rushers are hard to come by, and you just got to continue to develop your guys.
Yeah, and what he did not say is, and you have to draft a guy number 1 overall that's going to get to the quarterback. He could add. Ventrell Miller out for the season with an Achilles injury. Jordan Smith, by all accounts, at least people he's told, is going to be released. That means old Caleb Chason is in line to be counted on to rush the passer. And sure enough, Doug Peterson says he's their number 3 guy right now.
I liked where he was at the end of last year, how he came into training camp. He's another one that's going to get a lot of snaps, this year. He's going to be in as a number 3, outside rusher. He's going to play, and he's going to have to play, and he's going to have to play at a high level. He understands that. So, been pleased where he's at.
All right, let me give you some other injury updates. Again, this is well ahead of when guys are going to have to be ready to go. Devon Hamilton, who we referenced in that pass rushing clip, has been away from the club with a non-football medical issue with his back. Boy, that's a strange diagnoses.
Does anybody know what happened?
I don't know what it is exactly. I don't. It almost sounds like it could be a dadgum boil or something.
Right?
Right? I mean, what is a non-medical? a non-football medical issue. They didn't say non-football injury, right? We've heard that term. So I will just leave the man to his privacy. I mean, maybe he's got a goiter on his neck. I don't know what's going on with Devon Hamilton, but he returned to the building yesterday morning, Peterson said. So he's looking forward to he says he believes his wife was with him. I mean, it doesn't sound like he's ready just to roll out on the field, but it's at least a good sign. Foley Fatukasi, who you heard Peterson reference, he thought it had a good camp, had shown some real push on the inside, missed time to a right foot injury. He had been seen wearing a boot. He took the boot off for the preseason finale. He didn't play, but Peterson says he's progressing nicely. He thinks he'll be back on the field. Josh Wells continuing to nurse a groin injury. He's week to week, and listen, we need our tackles to be healthy. We're down Cam Robinson, and Walker Little didn't play the other night, but I think that was just a minor groin thing. I don't think they expect anything. That was precaution more than anything. And then Cooper Hodges from Baker County, who had been such a good story in the training camp. What did Tony call him yesterday? Tugboat?
Yeah, Tugboat's his nickname.
All right, so Tugboat is going to be out for a significant time. Not close yet. We had heard, like a torn patella on that one?
Yeah, patella injury. Yeah,
patella injury.
No surgery, though.
Okay, well, so there you have it. That's the latest from a press conference yesterday with Doug Peterson. He'll meet the media again today. And today we'll be talking about cuts, right? We had a few yesterday.
Him and Balky today.
Him and Balky. Okay, good.
4:30.
So tomorrow we'll be able to bring you all the relevance there. I don't think that the roster is complete with today's cuts. I'm sure they'll have their eye on some other spots and see what comes available. It'll also be interesting to see how many of those that the Jaguars have to say goodbye to land pretty quickly with another team. All right, we'll come back on the other side. I guess the Cardinals are tanking.
Yeah.
I guess the Cardinals are tanking.
That's what it looks like.
I don't know what the other explanation could be when I tell you what they did yesterday. That and more in a football fix. You are locked into the drill. It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Home of the big honking horn and so much more, from radar detection, bed liners to bug shields. It's Catlin Truck Accessories.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Charlie Morton on the mound for the Atlanta Braves today. A $2.55 favorite of the Rockies, 12 under at Coors Field. The Tampa Bay Rays -102 at Miami -108. 7.5 flat, the total at Lone Depot Park. Florida Gators leaving early for Salt Lake City. They'll travel to Dallas today and then leave on Wednesday for Salt Lake City, where the Gators take on Utah at Rice-Eccles Stadium on Thursday night. The Utes are the 6.5-point favorite, the total 46. The Gators look to avoid the weather from Tropical Storm Idalia, which could be a hurricane by the time it makes landfall. Get your free VSIN subscription right now at VSIN.com. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
When it's hot and you know it, clap your hands. When it's hot and you know it, clap your hands. When it's hot and you know it, and your sweat stains really show it. When it's hot and you know it, call the Duck.
AC broken at your home or business? Stop clapping your hands, pick up the phone, and call Duck Duck Air Conditioning, the mechanical contractor pros when it comes to getting your AC unit working again. 904-862-6769. That's 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, a division of Duck Duck Rooter.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Did you know the new 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid has an onboard system that charges the battery so you never have to plug it in? When you think Honda, you think quality, value, safety. Now think hybrid. Visit your local Honda dealer and experience the car of tomorrow today.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision, and equal opportunity employer.
Play on the edge. Stand on the edge. The Amateur's Edge. Get the Amateur's Edge. Powered by B3 Better. To learn the hidden path of top pros, amateurs, and coaches. Saturday mornings at 11 on 1010XL.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
This is Sheridan Tootin, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and Dr. Kevin Murphy put my right shoulder back together a few years ago, and I'm still feeling great. Now I'm using PRP treatment for my knee pain. No matter what you're dealing with, if you're enduring any orthopedic issue, my only recommendation is Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
This is Hayes Carline here to help you break free from the chains of pest infestation. The talk of this town is Kingfish Pest Control. By now, many of your neighbors have already joined the Kingfish Revolution, leaving their homes and lawns protected and pest-free. Now it's your turn. Call Kingfish Pest Control and say goodbye to termites, ants, mosquitoes, and other annoying pests. Trust me, you'll get exceptional service and understand why your neighbors and I use Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jaguars.
Yo! Football is back and so is winning season at MyBookie. Look, if you're anywhere near as fired up as we are this season, you got to get a bet in on the action. NFL, college football, and a brand new casino system. MyBookie gives you options to bet and win all season long. First two legs of your parlay hit, cash out early and use the bread on another bet. Or let it ride for a chance for a bigger payday. Use early cash outs as a tool to stay in control of all the action at MyBookie. To get started, go to mybookie.ag now and register for an account for free. When you're ready to make your first deposit, just use promo code 1010XL to grab your welcome bonus on the house. You can still even bet on futures like Total and the Super Bowl. So sign up with promo code 1010XL to claim your deposit bonus. And for a limited time, a free chip to use in the MyBookie casino. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
When you choose J-Dog Junk Removal, you're not just hiring a junk removal service. You're investing in a company that believes in making a lasting impact on the lives of our veterans and our community. J-Dog is dedicated to giving back to our local veteran organizations. They have donated over $50,000 in materials and services, ensuring that these valuable organizations have the resources they need to support our veterans. J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned, veteran-operated.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think it shows just, how well we work together, and also that we're willing to, work on the things that we might not have been great at last year. I think that says a lot about a unit, and I've seen that on both sides of the ball. Just us knowing kind of what we didn't do great last year and putting such an emphasis on it in this offseason, and it's paying off. And, got to give credit to Coach Peterson and Press and Mike and all the offensive coaches that have helped, push that along, and we've done a great job.
That's Trevor Lawrence on just how this offense has come together under year 2 with Doug Peterson, and just the sky's the limit, right? I think we all agree. We got no concerns about the offense. Doesn't mean they're going to be perfect every week, though. They'll have the games where they score less than 20. The best always do, but man, they certainly look good. We'll move to some other NFL news and notes. We call it a football fix. It's brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Hey, turn on your TV this morning. You'll realize storm season's in full force. Make sure your coverage is where it needs to be before it's too late. Mandy and her team of experts can give you the advice you need and the peace of mind you're looking for. Give them a call today at 292-2724 or visit in their Mandarin offices. Was we suggested there before the break that I guess the Cardinals are just tanking. I mean, it looks like they're going to start like a 4th-round rookie, Clayton Tune. It's him or Josh Dobbs at this point.
Who they just signed.
I mean, we know the Josh Dobbs story, man. He's been here, there, and everywhere. And so that's not a plan going into a season. This smells just like what the Jags did in 2020. And I say this because Colt McCoy was cut yesterday. He's 37. He has no business being a team starter, don't get me wrong, but he is better than the alternatives they have. And they also went ahead and put Kyler Murray on the PUP list, which means he is absolutely not going to play for at least the first 4 weeks. It is not going to be a good year to be a Cardinals fan. I think that they are by a mile, the favorite to have the worst record in the league. The Browns decided they needed a kicker, and they went so far as to trade for one. Less than 2 weeks before the opener, they got former Noel Dustin Hopkins from the Chargers. In exchange, they send a 2025 7th-round pick. They let go of Cade York, a guy that they spent a 4th-rounder on just last year. I mean, it's awful risky to draft a kicker now. Look, there's Justin Tuckers who were drafted, Josh Gobies, or admittedly some of the better ones were, but man, to use draft a pick on a position that you find so many teams this time of year just scurry in to find one.
Remember York? He was the LSU kicker.
Yeah.
The 57-yard field goal in the fog
in the shoe game.
That's right, the shoe game.
That's good.
He was like the best LSU kicker ever. Maybe certainly one of them.
Well, good call. The Eagles have signed Isaiah Rodgers. Does that name sound familiar? He's the former Colts quarterback who was suspended and then released by Indianapolis in June. He is suspended indefinitely by the league for gambling policy violations. Sources familiar with activity on the sportsbook account used by Rodgers said that in June, upward of 100 bets were placed, including at least one wager on a game involving the Colts. Now, he said this in June. Obviously, the game could not have been in June. They don't play then. Bets in the $25 to $50 range. And again, after this wave of suspension, absolutely no excuse for any NFL player to get caught with their hands in this betting cookie jar. Pretty simple what you can and can't do. Other cuts kind of starting to leak out, and the Texans have released Desmond King. He's their slot corner. Also veteran linebacker Christian Kirksey. King's released a surprise. He started every preseason game, ran with the first-team defense most of training camp. He started 25 games over the past 2 years. But Desmond King, corner in Houston. Houston's defense, look, we didn't see it in the Jag game, but it played a little better down the home stretch last year as well. Well, you need a pass rush. You need a pass rusher. Perhaps the Eagles have one for you. Defensive end Derek Barnett. And his agent gauging the market for a potential trade. The Eagles' plan is to keep him, but they understand that they have a very deep pass rush roster that can limit his playing time. I mean, here's Barnett, currently part of an edge group. Sounds a little different than the one we have here. You're not going to hear Caleb Chason's name, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Nolan Smith. If Barnett does stay with the Eagles, likely going to be in a rotational role. He's only 27 years old. Not the formidable pass rusher some of those other names are. He's not a double-digit sack guy. His best season was 2019. He only had 6.5. They only had 6.5 that year. So a rotational player for Philly.
Well, their defense is loaded. So
Loaded, and that's even losing. Which one? Hargraves.
Right. Well, they drafted Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis. They got tons of guys.
All right, last but not least, the world's tallest tailgate is planned for NFL's season opener. Saturday Night Live's Heidi Gardner, never heard of her, will be among several entertainers expected to take part in the virtual tailgate and concert experience before we kick off in Kansas City early next month. It's dubbed the world's largest. What did I say? Tallest?
Yeah, tallest.
The hell says tall? What kind of tailgate is tall? I mean, what? Can you slap me, please, Daniken, as you walk by? I just said that they're planning the world's tallest tailgate. What does that even mean? The world's largest tailgate will be planned for Kansas City before that season opener. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. It's brought to you by Allstate Edge, Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. The older you get, the more expensive life insurance can be. The best time to get a policy in place is now. Mandy can help. Call her at 904-292-2724. A Calvin Truck Accessories Tuesday. We're loaded up. We got Chris Doring today. We got our final brunch with a tour. We're going to talk to one of the stars of the high school football weekend and package it all up here and deliver to you. Hicken Arrival, more come your way next. You are listening to The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. She's the gem of your ride home.
You've got something everybody wants. You've got talent, girl.
Lauren Brooks.
And I'm not just saying that.
Afternoons on The Franchi Show.
If you want to rock, you got to break the rules.
On 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Mia here, and I want to talk to you about something that will transform your life. With Motto Clear aligners, only available at Aspen Dental, you can now achieve a beautiful smile with doctor-directed care. And for an affordable price, Motto is the smarter way to straighten your teeth. Start today and get $100 off with their Summer of Smiles event. What are you waiting for? Visit aspendental.com/Motto aligners to find a location near you and take the first step toward creating your new smile.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold and mildew or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
E.T. here, Brackish Vodka, Jacksonville produced and distilled. A gluten-free corn-based vodka is the smoothest vodka you've ever had. Because it's mineral salt filtered after being distilled 5 times, you get the smoothest vodka on the market. And it's made right here in Jacksonville. When you drink gluten-free Brackish Vodka, you are supporting a local business and not a business based in Texas. Taste why 9 out of 10 people pick Brackish Vodka in a blind taste test. Drink like a local. Drink Brackish Vodka.
Your car is like part of your family. It takes you to work, drops the kids off at school, goes with you on vacation. You feel safe in your car, but all that can change in an instant due to someone else's carelessness. Now you need money for medical bills, car repairs, lost wages. You need help, and you need it now. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us at 396-5555. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family since 1979. Jacksonville.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Hey Beaches area, great news for your next party. You can now buy Mystic Cornhole Company boards in stock at the Seaside Shops on 4th Avenue in Jacks Beach, or as always, at mysticcornhole.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson. Florida football head coach Billy Napier doesn't plan on the altitude changing the Gators' game plan.
The altitude, and all indications tell us to go stay in your normal routine. Met with a lot of NFL teams regarding that.
Georgia head man Kirby Smart said Monday that he doesn't talk to his team about three-peating.
What the previous two teams did has no bearing on this team because you don't inherit practice habits. You don't inherit standards, and they change year to year, and you got to kind of acknowledge them. So that's where our focus is.
Due to the possible threat of Tropical Storm Idalia, Florida football has moved its travel schedule up one day for its season opener on Thursday at number 14 Utah. The Gators will practice in Gainesville on Tuesday morning, then travel to Dallas, Texas. On Wednesday morning, they will fly to Salt Lake City, Utah. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by River City Lighting. I'm Sam Nelson.
It's right now 80 degrees at 7:03. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
You know it! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Full throat?
Yes, sir!
Got a little hickenitis working today. I don't know what's going on.
Your voice?
Yeah, I've had voice issues. It was really bad when we started, wasn't it, Gibby?
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Gibby was scrunching up his face. He was
made
scowling
progress.
at me. I've made a little bit of progress, but I feel this isn't a sickness thing. And usually when this happens, it's because Dodo here goes like to a Jag game and screams at refs, right? Or something happens where I haven't screamed yet. I don't know what's going on. But
He's referring to himself as Dodo, not me.
yeah. Correct, me, yeah.
Did you ever take a language class? Because you spoke Spanish. So did you ever take Spanish class? A Spanish class? Did you fake it, get an easy A, or no?
You know what? That's funny you bring that up. I went to college pretty much, 90% fluent in Spanish after going to high school, so Brinca, and went to the Spanish class, and she put the fear of God into the class of, if you know Spanish, I will know, and you'll get an F. And I got up and walked out.
Dang it.
So but I was able, since I spoke Spanish, to pick up 10 hours of whatever I want. So you know what that meant? 5 more PE classes, Dan.
Okay, good.
I took every PE. I also had like some, what was it called? CLEP. I can't remember what it was called, but you would get credit ahead of time.
Yeah.
I had like 30 hours that I could have used on anything I wanted. And if you don't think that I did every weightlifting, golf, basketball, tennis, football class that there was, you would be mistaken.
Now,
why do you ask?
And Gibby, did you take a Spanish class?
Yes, but I did not do very well.
Well, in the class, the teacher would always say, repete, or repeat after me.
Okay.
Repeat after me. All right?
Okay.
Idalia.
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 Okay.
That's our storm.
That's how you say it.
Okay.
Idalia.
All right.
Not Idalia?
Not Idalia. Idalia.
E, not I.
That's what the chief told me.
Well, Chief's the chief, man. I'll go with the chief.
Yeah, Chief
Don't mess around. Chiefs will be in his element today, boy.
Chief will have the jacket off.
Sure. It won't take long.
I told him to take the jacket off last night. He said, not yet.
It's not too early.
It's not go time. So anyway, yeah. So we're tracking that baby as it comes through. The Gators will leave today instead of tomorrow.
And they'll fly, stay in Dallas, I believe.
Yeah.
Was that the plan all along?
No.
No, I didn't think so, yeah.
They don't want.
Yeah, I know.
You heard him. I've done extensive studies on altitude.
Yeah.
Sounded a little like Philip to me. Just go out there and whoop their ass and come home.
Yeah.
Which isn't going to happen, but that's what
Sure.
let's not worry about. I mean, I'm just thinking about a head coach, and God bless him, he's very organized, right? You get that feeling. He's got his program. But I feel like things to do today. Well, we've talked to several NFL teams. Call Denver. TTD. Call Broncos. Talk altitude. Check with UF professor.
Yeah, listen, the grace will be gone. He's going to be held accountable for his coaching now, right? And it's whatever you choose on these things. If you coach them right and you push all the right buttons in the game, people aren't going to care. The reason Phil Fulmer would get mocked is because he'd bring his team down and then they get waxed by 40 and it looks even that much stupider. Dan's referencing Phil Fulmer, old Tennessee coach, in the 90s, in the late 90s or early 2000s, to get used to the Florida heat, brought his team down one day earlier. Yeah, you just melted them an extra day is what you did. So they came on a Thursday instead of a Friday. Just
used to the heat.
Silliness.
Hey, Gibby, do you have the Doug Peterson comment? I'm sorry I'm throwing this at you, but I was thinking about this coming in on Devon Hamilton's health status. Do you have that available? Can you play it for us?
Yeah, here we go. Doug Peterson on Hamilton.
Devon's in the building now. He's here just, as we mentioned last week, he'd be back in the building. And I haven't seen him yet, but I had a message from Ferg that he was in the building. So I'm looking forward to, seeing him. And I believe his wife is with him. So,
all right, stop there.
Be great.
Now, why would his wife be with him?
Because he's got something wrong with him.
Does she drive him in? Could he not drive? I mean, what is it?
It's such an odd.
It's a mystery, so it's
right.
cryptic, and I'm not trying to pry.
Right.
But we want to know. I mean,
I'm not trying to pry. I'm not mean to make a light of it, but
Yeah.
I offered my guess. I'm going with some sort of huge infected boil.
Because if his wife had to drive him, then he's not ready to close to being ready to play
well,
football.
and it's not called an injury.
Yeah, non-related football.
Medical condition.
Yeah.
When you say medical condition, it sounds like
It's very, very odd.
Like, yeah, it sounds
That's all
like,
I'm saying. It's very odd.
Right, it is.
I'm
sounds like you got the shingles or something, right? It doesn't sound. So
I love the guy. I want him playing.
Yeah,
right?
and they
He's
need
a good
him
dude.
play.
Yeah,
yeah. But you need him healthy, and hopefully this. I obviously it is of some sort of sensitive nature. Remember Chris Ivory?
Yeah.
He had. So there's something sensitive here that they are just not going to say.
So now I don't think what I was.
I'm worried about him playing if he's walking around the facility with his wife, like he's just making the rounds to say hello to everyone.
Yeah, and I'm not thinking anymore. Like I had convinced myself, must be his back. Like he must have slept funny.
Well, that's true too.
And he got and he still may have, but it's still like. I don't know. And again, maybe there's an explanation why his wife's in the building. Maybe it was family day. I don't know. So but I'm hoping he's going to be okay by next week and it makes me wonder if that's the case here going forward. Nathan Rourke gone from the Jags. No surprise there, even though a lot of you guys, a lot of us thought he outplayed Beathard. Doug made it clear after the second game that C.J. Beathard was the backup. There's a lot of other issues, a lot of other things that go into what happens. Jordan Smith gone as well. Again, that should be no surprise. They've been saying chase on chase on chase, and whether they're right or wrong remains to be seen.
Didn't it seem like Jordan Smith finally healthy and on the field a little bit, gave you some optimistic signs?
He had a couple plays.
Just the Dallas game, that's about it.
That
just
about
sticks with you.
It stays with
just
you.
a wasted pick is what it is. I mean, it was a late pick, don't get me wrong.
Well, it was a fourth-round pick, and I think they traded up to get him.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
I'm surprised they let him go on a team that's got no proven pass rushers. I think I would rather go. Here's what I think. Okay, and I'm not a coach of the football team.
They traded up 9 spots to get him.
I think that if you put Jordan Smith in Kayvon Chaison's place for the entire season, he will have more sacks.
I don't know how much he does special teams.
Yeah,
and this is what we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, keep talking about. Yeah, that keeps coming up.
Yeah, so I
heard Lagerman talking about Jordan Smith saying it looks like the knee still bothers him.
Yeah, and listen, there are a lot of other. Remember Jordan Smith started at Florida.
Yeah, and then he went to when he went to
he was in the
like
credit card
JUCO.
fraud scandal.
Yeah.
UAB, right?
And then he went to Butler, and then he went to UAB. But the Jags received a 6th-round pick, moved up to get Smith, and then gave up their 4th-round pick, their 5th-round pick, and their 7th-round pick. So there's a lot of wheeling and dealing there. And so, in the end, that's a disappointing pick. That one didn't work. And the rest of the fellows will get let go today. They'll turn around and sign a bunch of them back to the practice squad, and away we'll go on the 53, which will always – the worst thing to happen, by the way, in this business of the NFL is to make it and then get cut a day later because they go on the waiver wire and take somebody who they think is better than you at the backup freaking safety position. And you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
I mean, you tell me to give my all. I gave my all.
It's kind of like an NBA. It's kind of like NBA draft night. Like, oh, you're drafted by your favorite team, the Sixers, and before the night's over, you've been traded twice.
Yeah, but at least you have a place.
That's true.
Here, you're basically getting, you go the highest of high. Mom, I made it. I made it. Girlfriend, honey, I made it. Wife, honey, we did it.
They probably know by now not to. It's kind of like announcing your pregnancy like 3 weeks in, right? You better just let it ride a little bit.
It's just a tough deal, man. So hopefully that will
sometimes the simplest things irk me, and it's dangerous for me and my blabbermouth, opinionated self when I don't know everything around it. But Nick Saban, for the love of Pete, to suddenly now determine that depth charts are a distraction just hits me on my ulnar collateral nerve. I mean, you got a lot of nerve there, big boy. You have a lot of freaking nerve. Depth charts are as old as time. Let me tell you what's a distraction. 4 dudes running around not knowing who's starting. Let me tell you what's a distraction. A dude who thinks he's starting and then he gets, because of your no depth chart brilliance, gets to the game and he's not. So don't be a coward and hide by this phony freaking theory that you've come up with. Say you don't want to name your quarterback. Say you don't have one worth the flip. Say you got 5 of them. But to tell us all, after coach after coach after Hall of Fame coach have done the cliche and released the depth charts, which, by the way, is a rule, this jackass has to be the smartest guy, not in the room, but in the world, and suddenly he's determined that depth charts are a distraction to football teams. Shut up.
I have one that bothers me more than that on the depth chart.
Yeah, they do that too.
There's a million ors.
Just stick with that then, Nick. But don't you try. You leave your expertise, your GOAT status to your coaching and producing. We ain't got to be football doctorates to take what you just said there and throw it back as the stupidest thing that I'll hear today. The depth chart, Dan. I mean, we have gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on the participation trophy era when a coach like Nick Saban says, I'm not going to want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want any distractions. Everyone's playing hard. I don't want anyone to not compete. Really? Yeah, you've recruited a bunch of guys that if they start the year second or third, they're going to give up. Come on, man.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot going on today. It's going to be a fun day. It's a Super Tuesday. Coming up, Chris Doering.
Nice.
So we'll talk.
The Doering Report.
Yeah, it's a weekly feature here on the program. So we got that. We got Brunch with the Tour, last episode of the year.
Correct.
Stewart's bringing himself some gifts.
Nice.
I told him to do that. So that'll be fun. And then we got the Lockett Law High Score Report. Lockett Law with Lachlan Hewitt, the quarterback at St. Augustine High School who engineered a
if you missed what he did this week.
Brilliant comeback win over the Bulldogs. So,
all right, cool.
We'll do all that and more. Should be.
When is
he's a Wake Forest commit too. Lachlan.
Is Doering next?
Doering's next.
And then 10-minute drill will be the third segment this hour, and we're gonna roll today, baby. We rolling.
All
right,
rolling.
Doering next.
Rolling.
It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
Rolling.
Now, Downtime with Dan, brought to you by Ameris Bank. Whether you need help with business, personal, or mortgage banking, we're with you. Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
My plan didn't work yesterday. I want to formally apologize to you, Braves fans. I took the red eye out to Colorado and ran onto the field and tried to get under the auspices of trying to get a selfie with Ronald Acuna. My plan was to kick him in the knee, knock him down, and just kind of rough him up for the postseason run. Me and my 2 sons went out there. I'm not proud of it. Luckily, security was so poor, I was able to cause some mayhem and eventually did knock down Ronnie. But now, upon reflection, I see my ways, and I wanted to officially apologize for my actions last night.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
You love free. And at Ameris Bank, so do we. That's why we're proud to offer worry-free, hassle-free Ameris Bank free checking. Manage your money your way with convenient access to digital, mobile, and telephone banking, all with no monthly service fee or minimum balance requirements. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. For more information or to open an account, visit our local bankers in person or online at amerisbank.com/free checking. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Like an offensive lineman protecting his quarterback at all costs. That's what Craig and Christine Kaprowski do for us. This husband and wife team take care of all of my insurance needs. Protection, they get it for me in a fast, friendly, affordable way. Keyword affordable. I've had many of you now call the Kaprowskis, including my daughter, who I thought was paying too much in auto. And the Kaprowskis looked at it and said, you're right, and promptly saved her more than $100 a month for the same coverage. So homeowners, auto, flood, got a boat. Craig and Christine are part of the Goosehead Insurance family. A few short minutes, they'll find you the right coverage, the right price. I trust them with my insurance needs. Maybe you should as well. If you think you're paying too much, you want to check up, it's Craig.Kaprowski at Goosehead.com. Craig.Kaprowski, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I at Goosehead.com. 904-478-8422. That's 478-8422.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Let me get this thing unwrapped here.
Duval! Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, you know it, and said, a boss for a boss.
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Since 2014, there has been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality built homes and a speedy move-in process, we are in 20-plus communities in the best locations in Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! They're the guys you want to talk hunting and fishing with. Perfect case. Captain Kevin, Captain Kirk, and Jeff Lageman.
Let's go to the woods, y'all.
On the Nimnicht Outdoor Show, presented by Duck Duck Rooter. 7 to 10 every Saturday morning on 1010XL.
The house is taking a beating this summer with all the in and out. Time to call Zero Res. Right now, Zero Res offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your tile and grout cleaned and sealed for 25% off. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. I always ask you about motorcycles, but Cycles right now features pontoon boats. Tell us about it.
It's an exciting time. We just got into it. We're carrying the Coach Pontoon lineup, overbuilt, lifetime structural warranty. Comes with a legendary Honda engine. These things are super fun. They are not your dad's pontoon boat.
That means they are tricked out, ready to roll.
The best sound system from Rockford Fosgate, Wet Sounds, they're in it.
Check out now the Coach Pontoon boats at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
Did you know that many cooling companies are now part of big conglomerates with no connection to Northeast Florida? In the past, they have concentrated on heating and air conditioning, but after a buyout, many add plumbing and electrical services. This raises their overhead, and those costs are passed on to the consumer. It's a case where bigger isn't better, it's just more expensive. Not Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Mike Merritt remains family-owned and operated. Merritt's focus has been the same for more than 30 years, keeping Northeast Florida comfortable, no matter what the weather. And there are no overtime or weekend surcharges. Mike Merritt's team does not work on commission. They repair only what needs repair and offer replacements only on what can't be fixed. And unlike at giant corporations where you can feel like just another number, with Mike Merritt, you'll feel like number one. Florida license CACO 50384.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Sports injuries are a common issue for both adults and children. Dr. George Barry here, and as a specialist in orthopedic care, the team at Barry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here in Jacksonville provides comprehensive diagnosis and treatments of all types of sports injuries. With additional training in sports medicine and more than 30 years of experience, the team is available to care for your entire family and help you have fun and stay active. Visit us today at barryorthopedics.com.
And don't forget to check out Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30 on 1010XL. Storms are part of every season. Make sure you're protected. Call American Electrical to make sure you have the best in surge protection. Don't lose your home electronics to a lightning strike. Call 737-7770 for American Electrical.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
This is a veteran defense, veteran quarterback. And word out of Utah, it's the most talented team they've ever had there. So we understand the implications of playing there relative to their record, all the things that come with that. And I think the focus here is planning our work and working our plan.
He played wide receiver and wore number 28 for the head ball coach with over 2,000 yards and 31 touchdowns for the Gators. His teammates called him Captain Doe. He's now an analyst for SEC Network. And here on The Drill, Chris Doyle.
Brought to you by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, we got
Game
him
week,
on.
my man. Game week,
yeah.
finally.
Oh, yeah. Chris Doring joins us now, and we'll catch up with Chris here. And Chris, before we jump into Florida, Utah, we were complaining in the last segment about depth charts. Teams release their depth charts. I think this is part of the transfer portal syndrome now. You don't put who the starters are on the depth chart anymore, and Saban doesn't even want to release a depth chart. And a lot of guys like to say, this guy or this guy or this guy or this guy. I mean, what's the point of a depth chart, Chris Doring?
Depth charts are worthless. They're nothing more than hype. Just like preseason All-American teams, just like watch lists. I don't even know why they have any of that stuff other than, I guess, to create a little bit of excitement. But I think that was even going on before the pandemic or before the transfer portal. The or thing is ridiculous. The thing that's the hardest to me is, and maybe we'll be done with this soon, but knowing what year somebody actually actually is and how much eligibility they have left between the COVID year and everything else. It's tough, man.
Chris, tell us what differences you notice as an athlete playing at altitude. And look, it's one thing if you play there more regularly, like I know you have at points of your football career, and when you are just going in, for a one-off. So what challenges is that creating for Billy Napier and his team this week?
There is definitely a difference, and you guys know this. I spent 2 of my seasons with the Denver Broncos, and going back and forth during the off season. There was a definite period of acclimation. Now, it's interesting because I went to practice on Sunday and talked to a number of different people there. They've done so much research as to what the best way to handle it is, and the word is, and I guess they got some of this from the NFL folks as well, that unless you're going to go out there 5 to 7 days in advance, it's better to go within 24 hours. So Florida's schedule has changed a little bit. They were supposed to leave Wednesday to get out there within that 24-hour window. With the storm coming, I think they're flying to Dallas, I believe.
Right,
and then,
they are.
Yeah, so they're trying to minimize the effects of it, and they have actually not talked about it much with the players. I don't think they want to provide any sort of excuse or plant something in the head. You want to have the oxygen there and everything else, but they actually feel like going through summer camp the way that they have here with the heat, even though it's different than the altitude, provides a similar strain to your body, which can also help it maybe not be as a big of an impact when you do arrive at altitude.
Visiting with Chris Doering from the SEC Network, former Gator. Chris, I want to say this. We all love Billy Napier here. I mean, I'm all on board, but this altitude talk, it kind of reminds me of a guy named Philip from up in Knoxville. He used to do all kinds of studies about the heat and beating the heat down in Gainesville and coming a day earlier, not a day earlier. Just go whip their A and you come back home. That's what you want to do, right? I mean,
well, I tell you what, the head ball coach wasn't trying to make too much of a big deal out of anything. Maybe the most stressful thing that we had to do was go play in Central Time. And his solution to that was, you play the early game in the Central Time Zone at 11 a.m. Hey, won't change our clocks. We'll keep it. We'll play on Eastern Time. They'll play on Central Time. It'll be an advantage for us.
There you go.
Unless you get an hour late. I don't know.
That's good research. Billy Napier said earlier this week, Chris, that he thinks this may be Utah's best team, which is kind of scary considering they've had some really good teams and they've gone to the Rose Bowl the last 2 years as Pac-12 champs. Do you agree with that opinion?
I agree with that when they're fully healthy.
Yeah.
I do not believe that they're fully healthy, though. And you talked about depth charts a minute ago. Utah released theirs with Cam Rising, the quarterback, being number one. I think when he is healthy, he is number one. I have a hard time believing he'll be ready to go after that knee injury that he suffered. Even if he is ready to go, how close to 100% is he? He's a guy that has some mobility when he is healthy. So if he does play and he's out there not 100%, does that change what they do offensively? There's also another loss, too. Brant Keefe, the tight end that caught 9 passes last year against Florida, injured his knee. I think probably game 4 or 5 last season, was out for the rest of the year. He is not expected to be ready to go. So that's another key piece of that team that Coach Napier referred to as the best they've ever had that probably won't be ready to go.
I will say one thing that I like about Billy Napier, and it seems like, and he talked about this, so I'm assuming this is official, even though I saw it on the, quote, depth chart. But he plays the best guys. And apparently one of the best guys to start the season is a true freshman. Castell is his last name, I think he's from Orlando. And he won one of the safety gigs. So previous regimes weren't as quick to play younger guys. It looks like he said, look, we've seen enough of him since he came in January. He's done everything we asked. I think that's exciting and also is great recruiting tool, too, going forward.
Yeah, I think it's important that you play guys that you think give you the best opportunity to win. I think they have a rotation of 4 guys that are all very close at the safety position, so I think you'll see those guys play a lot. I think they'll probably start the veterans back there just because of the hostile environment that they'll go to. But also, I think a lot of you talked about it, playing the best guy. Coach Spurrier, in my situation, didn't care that I was a walk-on or didn't care that I wasn't part of that scholarship group that they brought in there in '91, and then allowed me to earn a chance to play and get a scholarship. And I think he's kind of taken the same approach with a couple of wide receivers, one of which you guys probably know real well. Willie Jackson's son, Khalil Jackson, has moved his way up the depth chart and should be a contributor as well on Thursday night. So I have a lot of respect for coaches that don't look at the labels necessarily and just play the best guy.
I think some Gator fans, Chris, were shell-shocked by Graham Mertz's performance in the spring game. Not that it was terrible, but there were a couple of plays that you just wonder, are they going to be able to make plays downfield if receivers do get open? What do you forecast this? I mean, it seems, if you go from a real novice standpoint, it seems like you would just run it as much as you can with that, really good running back room. Try and play defense, hope it's improved. But just how explosive, I guess, can this passing game be?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, they didn't do the quarterbacks in general any favors with the way they set up the spring game, and we've talked about this before, allowing the defense to be as aggressive as they did, bringing corner blitzes, bringing cover zero blitzes, especially with two offensive linemen out that probably were starters, and you have the issues with the center snapping the ball like you did. I mean, it makes it pretty challenging to be that effective throwing the football. So I think they'll be much better. I was impressed with what I saw in terms of the way that Florida practiced on Sunday, the efficiency of the passing game, knowing where to go with the football, the accuracy, and the guys finishing, catching the football as well. So I think Florida fans are probably going to be pleasantly surprised. I do think the identity of this team will be, a team playing great defense, a team that leans on the strength of their team, which is the running back position. I'm sick about the Cam Carroll injury from a couple weeks ago because that makes the running back group a little bit lighter, but they do have two really talented guys in Johnson and Etienne. And, I was impressed with Mazuka, the transfer from Baylor, on the offensive line. So I think they're going to have a similar identity to last year offensively, but I think you'll sprinkle in a little more efficiency than what you had in the passing game, and I do think there'll be some explosive plays that may be there. But Florida's going to have to protect the football in all of the games. I think they'll play a lot of close games and just try to eliminate the self-inflicted wounds.
So you've seen teams practice. You said you were there Sunday, and I know it's only one practice, but did you feel better or worse? One of the things that we never see in any video that's posted, you mentioned explosive plays through the air. Just talk a little bit about what you were able to witness on Sunday and what your feelings were about this football team. I know we've talked a lot about what you think they're going to do, and you were kind of have them like 5-6 wins, maybe 7, and feeling a little better. So what did you think after watching them practice, Chris?
I do feel better for a couple reasons. One, I just liked the way they practiced. I thought they were really efficient. I thought Coach Napier had talked in the offseason about how they thought the team was going to be better, the offense will be better because they have a year under their belt in the system and knowing what they're doing. You could tell they understand how they're expected to practice now. So I think that's something that stood out to me. I also think in terms of weapons, we'd heard a lot about these trio of wide receivers that had come in. Man, Eugene Wilson, Trey Wilson is the real deal, man.
Mm-hmm.
That dude, even though he's a freshman, he's going to be an impact player this season and hopefully on Thursday night. Obviously, everybody's continuing to talk about Ricky Pearsall, so he's a guy that has been virtually uncoverable according to most people that have been to practice consistently this offseason. So I'm excited about those guys. But just the entirety of that freshman wide receiver core, the three, Mizell, Jean, and Wilson, I think are all going to be guys that bring speed and bring something they didn't have in receiving ability last year.
You mentioned the tried and true formula of running the football and playing good defense. In Florida's case, that would mean improved defense, right? They didn't play great defense last year. So being around the program as much, we often talk about and expect new coaches' teams to show their biggest improvement between year one and year two. Why will the defense be improved this year? What are some of the things you thought that would lend that opinion?
I love Patrick Toney, first and foremost, the former defensive coordinator that's now out in Arizona with the Cardinals. He had to play with the hand he was dealt, and they just didn't have a lot of SEC caliber players on that side of the ball. That was a historically bad defense, particularly on third down. Struggled to get off the field. And I've never coached, but that must be the tough part about it. You can have a great call, you can do everything right, and then a player doesn't execute it. It's not worth a damn. So I think this group is better coached in terms of understanding what their assignments are. I think they've gone out and got some SEC caliber defensive linemen, which you need. Florida has not had that the last couple of years, and it's probably more presented itself as an issue in the passing game because they haven't been able to get pressure without blitzing, and so you've seen that manifest itself with bad numbers in terms of their ranking and yards allowed through the air. But I also think there's something special about Austin Armstrong, the new defensive coordinator. Anybody that's seen the energy that he brings to the sideline, he's 29 years old, certainly can relate to these guys maybe a little bit better with his youth and stage of life. So I was impressed with, again, what I saw from those guys in the spring and also on Sunday at practice. And I have no doubt that it can't be much worse than they were in a lot of the statistical categories last year. So I think they're going to be markedly improved on that side of the ball.
All right, before we let you run, we're visiting with Chris Doering from the SEC Network. A couple thoughts on LSU, FSU. One, I want you to talk about the big defensive lineman from LSU who can't play because the NCAA, who I thought was non-existent, but apparently are back, and chose to suspend him for, quote, improper benefits, apparently autograph signing before the rule became – I don't know what it is. And you can kind of – it seems silly to me, and I wish – some AD or coach would say, all right, we'll suspend him. We'll suspend him for the Grambling game. But this kid tore his ACL last year. We're going to let him play. But anyway, that and your thoughts on the game.
Mason Smith is the player you're talking about. He's a All-American type player and a guy that was injured in the first quarter early in that game against Florida State last year. It seemed apropos that he would be back for this year and what he might be able to do. You talk about being strong up the middle. He gives you some of that strength up the middle and moving Harold Perkins Jr. to the inside linebacker position. Those guys on two levels behind one another is a pretty formidable duo. So disappointed that he's not playing. I'm with you. The NCAA seems to be like a bully that only picks fights with ones that they think they can win. Right. And I still think Reggie Bush should probably have his Heisman back at this point in time, and that starts with the NCAA changing their mind on that decision to take away his stats and the seasons that he played there ineligibly. But at the end of the day, LSU at least I think can weather his loss in this game at that position more so than if they were to lose somebody in the secondary. They're much more thin in the secondary, not as talented. This is a defensive line group. Mekhi Wingo kind of stood out last year because of the loss of Smith early in the year. You also go out and get a couple transfers, one of which was a starter last year, and I think Jermaine Jackson is his name from West Virginia. But they are going to be able to hang in there. It is a loss. He does give you not only the ability to rush the passer from the defensive line position, but penetration in the run game. So disappointed in general, disappointed for him more so than anything. But I do think they'll be able to weather the storm, and I like this LSU team an awful lot.
Appreciate your perspective, Chris. Look forward to talking to you every Tuesday throughout the football season. Have a terrific week. Stay out of the storm, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, there he goes, Chris Doering, joining us here on The Drill. We're back with more next.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
1010XL is your home for play-by-play of Bishop Kenny football.
I'm Coach Krause of the Bishop Kenny Crusaders. Our first road game is this Friday night at Middleburg. You can catch all the action on 92.5 FM.
Hey, Hicken here for Lockhart Construction. That's a long-time Jacksonville business. Shane Lockhart, his dad started it. Shane carries it on. His guys are Jacksonville guys, right? They take care of people who live here, people like me. Look, I've used the Lockhart Construction team on 2 different occasions at my house, and I couldn't be more happy. I mean, they were fast, affordable, and friendly. They actually became friends and enjoy their time. They did a magnificent job on not 1 but 2 of our bathrooms. So, listen, if you have a construction need, give their family a call. Their family will give your family a better living experience. You unlock better living with Lockhart Construction. So, no job too big or too small. Give Shane a call. He'll call you back, 994-3865. That's Shane Lockhart and Lockhart Construction, 994-3865.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Listen up. This Labor Day weekend, Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet want to celebrate you with all your hard work. It's easy. Browse hundreds of new and certified pre-owned vehicles online marked with our wow prices. Go find the one you love and come in and buy this weekend to make it yours. Plus, get a free 65-inch TV or barbecue grill as a special treat. Don't miss this opportunity to get a great deal and a great prize. Starts Friday, ends Monday, only at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Don't make me come get you.
Hey, this is Jason with Bueller Air Conditioning. Why do we love to go to that awesome grocery store where shopping is a pleasure? Why do we choose that amazing chicken sandwich where the service is fast and friendly and it's always their pleasure? You see, those brands are a promise. Here at Bueller Air, our team is committed to serving the customer and delivering that same kind of brand promise. Our mission is to be the most trusted brand with friendly and professional service every single time. Give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Have high cholesterol? At risk of heart disease? You are not alone. Westside Center for Clinical Research is hosting a Sip and Science event. Join Dr. Michael Koren and Dr. Jackson Downey at this free RSVP-only event. Learn how you can reduce your risk of heart disease. Join us Wednesday, September 13th at 6 p.m. Free mocktails and hors d'oeuvres provided. That's why it's called Sip and Science. RSVP at EncoreDocs.com. That's ENCOREDOCS.com. Don't wait. Take charge of your heart health today. EncoreDocs.com.
Coach Steve Spurrier, Shane Matthews, Chris Doring, and Dan Hicken round up the Gator greats for a preview of this year's team on the Gators Roundtable podcast, brought to you by 1010XL and Safe Harbor Seafood Restaurant and Market. Find it where you find podcasts.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows in $2.95.
Best Bet is number one. That's right. Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park have one card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play against a designated player, one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war. Just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. More at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
Are you tired of having a plain and boring backyard? Really want to impress your family and friends this year? Then stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway. Imagine hosting guests at your new outdoor kitchen, relaxing by your custom-built fireplace under a brand new pergola. Stone Core can also remodel your old pool deck and beautiful new pavers. Make your backyard wishes a reality. Visit Stone Core on Phillips Highway and let's get started at stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, Underwoods has sold fine quality diamonds for a long time. Why is that important?
Frank, if you drew a line with the poorest diamonds with the lowest prices to the left and the highest quality to the right, our diamonds are at the far right end. Now, once we know the weight, the grading factors of cut, color, and clarity have to be considered. And the one that's talked about the least, but it's the most important to us, is the diamond's cut grade, because it has a huge implication on both the price and the beauty, and thus the value. I've bought diamonds for Underwoods for over 30 years, so I know what's out there. And the cut grade's just not important to most diamond sellers. That's really been the Underwood difference, because beautifully cut diamonds result in the most important thing they can do. They bring a joy of owning and wearing a diamond, not just today, but tomorrow and into the future. That's why it's important to us.
And it should be to you too. because nothing brings more joy than a diamond from Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra since 1928.
There's a new butcher in town. We're talking a vacuum marinating, sausage grinding, take and bake siding, value pricing, full service butcher. And our name is Southern Steer.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
I'm Sam Nelson. Jaguar head coach Doug Peterson delivered sad news about the team's rookie linebacker, Ventrell Miller, on Monday.
Ventrell is, unfortunately, it's an Achilles. That's a season-ending injury there.
Miami Dolphin rookie receiver Dayward Davis, who was carted off the field after suffering an injury in the Jaguars' final preseason game, was released from the hospital Sunday and traveled to Miami with the team, the Dolphins announced. Jacksonville Jaguar owner Shad Khan called for love and respect in a statement after a deadly racially motivated shooting took place in a Dollar General store near Edward Waters College, an historically black university in Jacksonville. At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran owned and operated.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
On 1010XL.
All right, we'll get to the sports takes, but when it comes time to batten down the hatches.
Yeah, we have the drill weatherman.
There's not a better batten hatcher.
Yeah.
Or Hatcher Batner.
No one is more concerned for the safety of Jacksonville than our next guest.
Than the Oxgator.
He
For
is.
years, he's been tying down for the patio furniture.
Yeah, he keeps us safe through the storm. We like to keep it real with the
Nervous
Ox.
times already in Nocatee, Ox?
Yeah.
I'm going to take a different tack than the news, than that Al Jazeera TV that we're forced to watch at 6 and 11. Jeff, you're in the clear. You're in the clear, Jeff. You can sit back and take it easy because you left Al Jazeera many years ago. But Dan Hicken, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's getting stormy while you
Wait, Ox, hold on. It sounds like it's getting stormy out there.
Hey,
hang on. All right, go ahead, Ox.
I'm on US 1 headed south back to Nocatee, which apparently isn't going to be there anymore after the storm comes through. But there's a lot of traffic out here. Do you think these people are evacuating?
They're going to work.
We've got no school today. It's sunny right now. We've got no school in Duval County. What the hell is going on here?
What do you mean?
We're soft. We are soft as a country.
The coverage is so over the top.
What do you?
I've got,
he's trying to keep you safe. The chief is
on
top.
The chief of the idiot tells me, this isn't necessarily one to worry about, but let's look at this video from 1896. These pictures from 1896 where the storm came from the west side. No, we didn't have in 1896 concrete indoor plumbing. People had shacks on the river. That's why they had a problem.
They blew down, did they?
I'm watching the Weather Channel right now. Ox, I'm watching the Weather Channel. They've got an interactive graphic showing you just how deadly the storm surge might be for you.
Oh yeah. It's just going to be terrible. You know what I've got tomorrow at 8:07?
What do you got?
A flight. And I'm going to get on that flight, and I'm just going to fly right out of Jacksonville because it's going to be fine, because everybody else knows that it's going to be fine, other than Al Jazeera TV there at 6 and 11. I see Ben Becker. I tell you, that storm tracker, storm tracer, I'd like to see Ben Becker have to go up to a shelter in the northwest quadrant of Jacksonville where there's only one crazy homeless man in that shelter, and I'd like to see him get stuck in the kidney. He's out trying to tell me.
That's hateful.
He's out trying to.
Ben Becker is out there fighting for you, Ox.
He's going to put on his gloves and his mask and his little goggles and get in the storm chaser and go out.
Storm tracker, Ox. It's a storm tracker.
It looks like a chaser to me.
You buying water? He's asking people at the Publix in San Marco. When's the last time Jacksonville lost water? Because I've lived here for 42 years and I've never seen it. So Zephyr Hill.
Stay ahead of the storm, Ox.
Stay ahead. Prepare.
Ox, we just want you ahead of the storm.
Hicken does not seem to be taking this to task at all.
I'm just so sick of it. Every year we go through the same thing.
Yeah, we do.
Tonight Burrish will be on there with his sleeves rolled up.
Oh, yes, the chief.
we won't even. They'll just have that little cone just barely touching Jacksonville.
I think
just barely.
Cone's kind of going over Jacksonville Ox a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, we're okay. Well, you just go ahead and evacuate, you fearmonger. You're one of them. You're one of them. Everybody else, just go to work tomorrow because it's going to be absolutely fine.
Thank you, Ox.
There you go.
There
It's
you
the
go.
official, non-official
It's our
weather
weatherman.
position
Yeah.
of the Oxgator. Who this is a fair point on the text line. After we just had our interview with Chris Doring.
Yes.
And so I'll read you what the text says. Man, everyone, Shane, Chris, Billy, on and on, that sees Mertz every day say he's better than people think.
Yeah.
Do we think that, or is that just lip service, or is he at least decent?
They must think that. I wonder if, listen, your allegiance sways you. You want him to be good. You want to see him good. He hasn't been good, but I did hear Greg McElroy talk about quarterbacks who go to a certain school. Graham Mertz went to Wisconsin with the weight of the world on his shoulders. He was going to be the savior at Wisconsin and lead them to a natty. He was that big of a boy coming out of high school in Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. Do you remember? You remember him coming out?
I don't remember him as a recruit because of where he's from, where he's going. But I watched his first game. They played like a Thursday night opener against like an Indiana or somebody, and I watched him, and I was amazed. It's the first 5-star quarterback that Wisconsin.
McElroy likened him to somebody who I think could be spot on, and that would be Bo Nix. Bo Nix was Auburn through and through. Auburn legacy, Auburn guy. Daddy was a quarterback there. He was made to be the Auburn quarterback, but the expectation was so huge, and he didn't have the greatest talent. And so he had some good moments, but he had some really awful moments. So Bo Nix left and went to Oregon and was terrific last year.
Yeah.
Maybe a fresh start for Graham Mertz. And again, am I sold? No. Do I have to see it to believe it? Yes. Do I think he has enough weapons to help him? I'm not sure.
They're young. If they are, they're young, especially in the passing game.
I mean, we'll see, but Michael Penix, a guy who was really good at Indiana, but is a Heisman Trophy candidate at Washington. There are guys who start at one school, hit the portal for whatever reason, and flourish at their second stop.
I think the only differentiation I would make with Bo Nix is he as a mobile quarterback, he had a little more wiggle room to be successful.
Yeah.
He can extricate himself out of some situations. He can run a little bit.
Hendon Hooker went from Virginia Tech, where he left, and he was okay, and then flourished at Tennessee. Maybe Mertz could be next. I don't know. Do I think so? I don't know.
Well, it's what you got to hope.
I'm hopeful.
I know this. At Florida, we've had plenty of that guy come through, and Malik Zaire and Appleby, and they never amount to much of anything.
Yes, that's fair also.
for
That's fair
Florida's
also.
perspective. But again, none of those were brought in by the current head coach. They liked him. I played a soundbite from Billy Napier earlier earlier today talking about Mertz, and here's something. He was on him as a recruit.
Yeah,
he's known him for a long time. So, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and. Listen, this is a guy who Billy handpicked, and, Sam Hartman had a nice start for Notre Dame. Granted, it was against Navy, but he threw 4 touchdown passes and looked really good, and that's a guy that a lot of Gator fans were interested in him, and the kid from Tulane, and the kid from Coastal Carolina, and, and ultimately they said this is the guy that they wanted. So this is part of who Billy Napier is going forward. And also remember this about Mertz. If he does do better than expected, he has another year of eligibility.
Yeah.
So Lagway comes in, who had 8 touchdowns and a half, by the way, in his high school game last week.
Seems to be the real deal, but, so did Graham Mertz in high school.
Yeah, I know. So you don't, but then it wouldn't be an issue where, Lagway has to take the job right away.
Yeah.
Because 24 is another tough year, man. It's a tough time.
Well, so hopefully some of these recruiting classes that start to – listen, today's day and age, if you sign a top 5 recruiting class, I think if we looked at Alabama and Georgia, you're getting 3 or 4 impact players in their first year out of those classes. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like the kind of classes Florida has signed, if one freshman makes his way into the rotation because your class is 8th or 9th, these jokers that are signing these top 3, top 5 classes, they're getting instant impact, and you need to because they're going to be gone in 3 years. It's just, and I don't mean via the portal. It could be earlier. So there's that. I think that the Colorado Rockies should face a multi-million-dollar fine as an organization. And I'm not going to like embellish and say what happened last night was scary, but it was beyond unacceptable. You're a major league ballpark with major league security, and Fat Boy Joe and the security crew took 5 minutes, it felt like, to get out there.
I'm going to throw an E-card on one of your guys for the A.
Okay.
Who was playing center field at the time? Was it Harris?
Well, he was over in left field playing catch with Pilar.
I need one of them boys to get out there a little quicker.
Like I said,
who's at second base? I need somebody to beeline out there and whoop some A here.
As a fan of a team, I'm not for other players throwing themselves into the fray. That's just me. And if it's a fight with the
guy wouldn't let go of Acuna.
And that
give him a bear hug.
Again,
I'll give him credit for not because he could have beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Like Acuna.
Well, he recognized them
get
as
off
fans.
me and I start wailing on the
I think he recognized them as fans. He was just trying to ignore them. The second little crazy man, local legal, ran out there like some sort of toddler.
Gummy situation.
I don't know. They put him over his shoulder. His legs were kicking like mom was taking him from the pool. But we joke, but I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
Colorado Rockies should not be allowed to play another home game this year. That was unacceptable.
That was poor.
They let two fans get to an athlete for a minute. Look, with bad intentions, Ronald Acuna literally could have been murdered in right field yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And Fat Boy Joe and the security crew and the idiotic Rockies would have had nothing to.
That could have been a Steffi.
Yes.
No,
Monica
Seles
Seles
situation all over again. So anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, the good news is he had a good game.
He's beyond
4 for 5.
Yeah, he had a great game.
By the way, Mookie passed him in Vegas as the betting favorite to win MVP.
Vegas is riding hot weeks right now. I don't think there's if a Dodger wins it over Acuna, I would think it would be Freeman. But again, we'll see. They're all throw Olsen in there.
Yeah,
all four of them are having just great MVP worthy years. It'll be hard.
No question.
I did see this last night though. Acuna had.
I'd like to see Pete get some votes.
Acuna had 5 RBIs and 2 stolen bases last night.
And no one's ever done that
for
since
the Braves.
1920. No one has ever had. I saw this 4 hits. He scored a bunch. Did he score 4 runs?
Probably. He had a homer.
It was 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 stolen bases, and RBIs.
5 RBIs.
And no one's ever done that
in baseball history
since they started counting the RBI in 1920.
Well, it's a smaller stat. It didn't go that far, but in Braves history, no Braves players even had 5 RBIs and 2 stolen bases in the same game.
Yeah.
So, by the way, 60. Did he hit 29 or 30 last night? I think he hit 29. So he's going to be 60-30 for sure, and probably 70-40.
Maybe. We got about a month to go.
Yeah, maybe not. I think he'll get to the 70. I don't know about the 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. 8 o'clock hour coming up. We got a prize pack to give away. Just be the second caller. Gibby, tell them what they're going to win.
Yeah, we've got a pretty plentiful prize pack today. We've got a pair of tickets to see Godsmack coming up on the 6th at Daly's Place. Also, we got a Labor Day grill gift pack from Hoffman Sausage.
Okay, 641-1010 right now. Second caller. Gibby will hand that to you. And we'll keep it rolling here in 8 o'clock brunch with the tour coming up, the Lockett Law High School Report. Lots more Jag talk as well on the way right here on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Radio professionals.
Facial.
That's just me not being able to speak.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, I've only been doing this for 20 years. Achievers dash for...
That's ridiculous.
1010XL.
One more time, I promise.
If you never saw Zeppelin live, now you can know what it's like. And if you did, relive the magic of Led Zeppelin Live. Get the Let Out is back at Florida Theater March 15th. Get the Let Out. Find out what it felt like to see Zeppelin live. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
If you've got bad shoulders, knees, elbows, got sprain, strain, or pain in your muscles, PRPrelief.com, PRPrelief.com, best priced PRPrelief.com.
Hey, this is Stevie Beechurst of Beechurst Plumbing. Growing up in Jacksonville, I was always proud when my dad would point at a building and say, I did the plumbing for that. That's the same kind of pride we instill in every plumber here at Beechurst Plumbing. And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing summer specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit beechurstplumbing.com. BETROS plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
Certainly challenging economic times, but for me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Hicken here for ITP Partners. Look, I'm an idiot when it comes to the economy. I'll tell you that straight up. SEP IRA, higher interest rates. What does that mean for me? Well, I call my guys. I call Chris Bryant and Reagan Wright and Dan Abel and Jeff Hartman and Reed Wingate, and they explain to me what those things, and more importantly, I don't really have to know is if my money's growing. And my money's growing with my guys at ITP Partners. And my mom used them. Drew uses them. 3 generations of Hickens invest with our friends at ITP Partners who listen to you and give you an individualized strategy. Get in the game. ITP Partners always there to help. If you have a financial question or need, Chris at ITPPartners.com. Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 904-312-9751, 312-9751. ITP Partners, my financial partners for life.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Aren't you just happy when you can handle all your needs in one location? Well, introducing Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Whether it's home, life, business, or auto, Mandy covers it all. In fact, bundling policy is a great way to add extra savings. Mandy and her crew can do that. Allstate is offering lower auto insurance rates this year. Mandy can do that. You need to give Mandy Bowers a call in her Mandarin office, because when it comes to getting it all done under one roof, Mandy can do that.
Exciting news from Woody's Barbecue. Backed by overwhelming demand, Woody's presents their all-you-can-eat chicken special every Sunday with all the trimmings, just $12.49.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
The coolers are full at your local Gate gas station, making it easy for you to cruise in and cruise out with little downtime. Ice-cold Coronas, Natty Light, Stella Artois, and Michelob Ultra. Don't forget the king of beers, Cold Buds. Gate's got them in the cooler, waiting for you.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson. FSU head coach Mike Norvell knows he has a special player in defensive lineman Jared Verse.
He's a great player. He's continuing to get better. To have that approach and has the talent and ability. I mean, it makes it scary.
The ACC presidents were scheduled to meet Monday night about expansion and potentially take a formal vote on adding Stanford, Cal, and SMU. However, that meeting has been postponed following a report of an on-campus shooting that took place at the University of North Carolina on Monday. Bubba Wallace was relieved to earn his first playoff appearance with his position in Saturday's Coke Zero Sugar 400, the last race of the Cup Series regular season at Daytona International Speedway.
That was the most stress, but also the most locked in that I've ever been. Proud to be locked in the playoffs. This is special for our team.
That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Batteries Plus. I'm Sam Nelson.
It's 81 degrees at 8:05. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Big toys for big boys, much more. Your family run, owned, and operated. The industry leader for over 100 years.
Who can you count on?
You're doing it better. You can count on Catlin. Can I play a little Player A, Player B with you?
Oh, damn this Player A, Player B. Yes.
Player A, Player B.
Football, quarterbacks?
No, this is baseball. This
baseball.
This is within the context of who should be, say, the player of the week.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Player A.
I know who the player of the month is, by the way. He's running around in Seattle.
Yeah, he had another 4 hits yesterday.
He's had 4 4-hit games in August.
Yeah, that's amazing. And the Mariners are amazing. What a
he's like
story.
22.
Yeah, what a comeback. All right, player A last week hit .615.
Okay.
1 home run.
Yeah.
7 RBIs.
Yeah.
9 runs scored.
Uh-huh.
And an OPS of 1.540.
Woo!
Okay, 615, 1 homer, 7 RBIs, 9 runs.
That's a week?
In the week, 1.54.
Okay.
The other player hit .524, had 5 home runs, 10 RBIs, scored 9 runs, and had an OPS of 1.917.
That's your winner.
Yeah, that's Marcell Ozuna, and he's not your winner. Stardom has its perks. Mookie Betts, your player of the week.
Well, did he contribute to his hitting streak? So maybe that was
Yeah.
I don't think he's gotten.
But Marcell Ozuna did it. Wow, it was against your team, 4 of them.
Well, that doesn't really count.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe that was the punishment.
I'm not tied up over this one, but one of those to me significantly better than the other. They're both good. And by the way, former Brave Adam Duvall is the player of the week in the other side. And for the first time in drill history, we've identified and storyline the player of the week in Major League Baseball.
If I'm Johnny Gannon, do you know who Johnny Gannon is?
He is the head coach of the Cardinals.
If I'm Johnny Gannon, somebody better put in writing that I'm safe this year.
Well, they're definitely tanking. We've seen that.
Yeah.
We see what's going on. The Cardinals released their veteran quarterback, Colt McCoy, and they
You got to understand, they just went through all the football's different now. The offseason is the whole spiel, right? We install the offense. We go through this, the OTAs, the mini camps, the work that you put in. I just did this whole thing with Colt McCoy knowing he's going to be the guy. You're trying to sell me Clayton Tune and Josh Dobbs, who's been traded for more fifth-round picks than anybody in the history of the NFL.
Josh Dobbs is terrible. I mean, you're going to win 2. Whatever. I think they're going with the plan to win 3 games, get Caleb Williams.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But
I don't feel for Colt McCoy. He's a 37-year-old
No,
stiff.
I don't feel either, but I'm just saying. I mean, he's a better option.
Well, the bigger news, too, is that, there was
They traded Isaiah Simmons for a 7th-round pick. Yeah. He was the 8th pick in the draft.
Yeah, they also
where's our Arizona Cardinals fan who gave Beef all that gear and stole it
from us? Never cared. The Kyler Murray situation also, there was a lot of thought that he would be active to start the year. I put him on the pup. There's no way he plays for the first 4 games. There you guarantee an 0-4, and then you, quote, shut down Kyler.
What do you do now?
I don't know. Remember yesterday we were talking about these WWE championship belts with NFL teams?
Yeah.
Did you see what the Jags did? Jags said no. The WWE has pulled the Jaguars belt from their website.
Jags didn't say no.
And only the Jaguars belt, right.
I'm guessing Tony said no.
Of course.
Which I understand.
Yeah,
I mean,
Tony or Chad or one of them made a phone call because, and by the way,
wait a minute.
Just as we suggested, they ought to undercut them and sell them all for $150. It will be,
But I think some of the boys, I read on social media, some of the boys had ordered them. And then they pulled them, so I don't know if there's any that are made.
Oh, like, the WWE ones?
Yeah, can we get a collector's item? Is what I'm trying to say to you.
Oh, I don't want one, but I suppose perhaps
$549, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was.
I was at work last night. I was doing television.
Oh, mogul.
Thank you. And it was 11 o'clock. The news was beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up on the TV at 11 o'clock. And the Joker was out on the courts at the U.S. Open, warming up.
No, yeah, he played until like 1:30 in the morning.
They didn't even start till post 11. But by the time I got done with sports, he had won the first set 6 bagel. Yeah. So I don't think it took that long. He won 6-0, 6-2, 6-3. And then Coco played last night too. And then Coco and her opponent did not like each other. And her opponent was taking too long, and Coco got mad.
They also didn't like the chair umpire because they have a serve clock that they have to use.
I guess so. They weren't following.
They were right up against it.
I don't know. But anyway.
It was contentious. They each approached the chair 2 or 3 times over the course of their match, which was a close match. So, I mean, these girls are arguing when it's 5-4, 40-30 in the third.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it affected things.
I know that people often take trips to, where do you go see the Northern Lights, Jeff? Where would you go?
Yeah, I'd go north.
Isn't there a place that you go to see the
Well,
Northern
I think
Lights?
there's
Is it
a
like
bunch
Sweden
of
or something.
Yeah, I think the most famous places over there in like Iceland or one of those places. Yeah, I do think there are places. I think Alaska. I think there's parts of Canada where you can.
The Aurora Borealis,
Sure.
right?
Is that what it is?
Oh yeah,
The Northern Lights. They look spectacular.
they're beautiful,
and beautiful.
dancing waves of light that captivate people for. So anyway, I thought it interesting this morning, and I will share this photo with you because I came into work today, and I shot what I call the Southern Lights. And I didn't have to go anywhere to see them. I got them right here in Jacksonville, Florida, the Southern Lights. I posted them on my Twitter page or my X page.
Not quite the.
What do you mean?
I mean, not quite.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
It is beautiful. But it's more.
It's a lovely,
somber and scary looking.
It's a lovely glow.
Like the Northern Lights, they like move around like some sort of fantastic.
Oh, is that what they do?
Ecstasy trip. That looks
Should I
like
have gone like
you just
this,
pounded
then?
heroin. Is what that looks like.
If I had moved my phone.
Well, you could have fooled them a little bit.
Yeah, I could have said.
Yeah, you never know.
It's time to see the Southern Lights. So I thought that was fantastic.
I mean, disingenuous can be tricky. So yeah, you could have fooled them there.
Have you seen Orlovsky's breakdown of Trevor and Ridley?
No. Buddy, I believe it, though. I've never seen a guy run a 10-yard out and get 3 yards open like I saw Ridley the other day.
Well, that one that he ran down the sideline, Trevor took one right in the chops, and he let it rip, and Ridley made an unbelievable catch. That was a great play.
I meant to bring this up. Do you remember we had a play almost exactly like that in the first quarter of the game against the Chiefs in the playoffs? You remember that? Christian Kirk got deep. He turned around. It hit him in the hands, and he dropped it.
Yeah, he did.
That matters.
It does matter.
And again, that's not to bang on Christian Kirk. It's just to say, I mean, by the way, that play right there tells you any notion of rust was silly in his case. Like, that's the quintessential play where rust would show up or you're not used to on the fly. That's a harder play than those guys make look. Not just Ridley, but a lot of them.
Yeah.
You're sprinting full speed. You turn, crisscross your feet. Ball's coming, trying to get your feet in bounds. But I think I was more impressed, Dan. He had a little 10-yard out early in the game for a first down. I've seen how 10-yard outs are run here in Jacksonville. They're completed a lot of the time into like a 2-foot window because the defender is right on the back of the receiver. I mean, Trevor had a 3-yard window. He completely turned the guy around and is wide open for the easy catch. He came advertised as an expert route runner. Unless you really watch and notice, I guess that's the kind of thing that if you didn't get the heads up, you wouldn't know.
I love perusing sports sites and seeing headlines that will grab your attention and make you want to read.
Okay.
And this one just reached out and slapped me across the face.
Red-faced.
Yeah. It said, Knicks, Lakers, interested in signing Giannis if he leaves.
Well, who?
Really?
So would the rest of the world. Yeah.
So only the Knicks and the Lakers.
Yeah, they'd be the only ones.
Nobody else is interested.
Yeah.
Who? This isn't his brother. What's his brother's name? Thanos?
Yeah. Theonis, maybe.
This is Giannis Antetokounmpo. MVP. Yeah.
All right.
We'd love to have him.
You're in full degeneration after this.
I am.
The foibles of the preseason.
Plus 1250.
The Friday 5-pack will start in earnest this weekend. And so
going in hot.
We'll be picking 1250. How'd you now taking the Jags as a win?
I count it as a win.
Yeah.
You tried to throw it out.
Well, Vegas throws it out. It wouldn't count as a win.
We're not sure about that.
We are positive.
Until you gave me confirmation. You have not given me confirmation.
Well, no, it's confirmation. Vegas will not
accept. You have
accept,
not given me confirmation.
Will not accept a game that ends with 8 minutes to go.
It was a preseason game,
yeah.
And the NFL counted it as a win.
They did. And they always would, but the NFL and Vegas, anyway, we're bogging here.
Okay. What's your question?
Well, after the foibles of this preseason nonsense, I'm just going to run a few games here by. I want you to tell me what the line is. I think this is like a good.
Why do you call it foible?
It's a bad plan to bet in the preseason.
I won.
I'd at least. Well, you're claiming a win that didn't really happen.
Even if I didn't win that, I still won money.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
And with your tremendous influence and impact as a mogul, you're suggesting.
Oh, that's what you're
the
saying.
hardworking Googans out there might follow along.
I'd say be careful.
Yeah. Lions are at the Chiefs in the Thursday nighter. What do you think the line in that game is?
You're talking about the opener?
Yeah, I'm talking about the opening week in the NFL. I got some more here.
Well, the Chiefs are favored, and I'm going to say they're favored by 5.5.
Close, 6.5.
Okay.
Jags at the Colts, boy, it's hard not to jump on that one right out of the gates.
It is. The Jags are favored. It's less than a touchdown. It's minus 4.5.
4.5 exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jags are going to cover that by a freaking 2 touchdowns.
Lock it up!
Aren't they not, though?
You would think. They better.
I mean, I don't know.
You better.
Panthers are at the Falcons. Atlanta is a slight favorite there.
You gave that away then. You don't want me to guess.
Just if you want. What about the Bengals at the Browns?
Well, there's question. Okay. The NFL's big. You got to understand that the point spreads are not big in the NFL like they are in college, so they're easier to guess. You have to understand there's still a little question about Joe Burrow. There's some thought that the Browns are better. I think it's very close. It's Cincinnati minus 1.5.
2. Very good.
All right. Capper.
The Titans at the Saints.
Titans at the Saints. That's a good one. Saints have a lot of love this year. Everybody's picking the Saints.
I think it's because their division is looked at as not very good.
Everybody's picking the Saints. Titans, a lot of questions the way they limped in last year, that big losing streak. What did they do to improve?
DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah. I'm going to take Saints.
Home.
At home. And I'm going to say minus 2.5.
3.5.
Okay.
49ers at the Steelers.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You know,
Steelers,
by the way, it wouldn't be a terrible strategy if you are handicapping for somebody to tell you the game and then and you guess what you think the spread is, and then if it's way off, then go with your gut.
Yeah. Here's the thing on the Steelers. Kenny Pickett had a wonderful training camp and preseason.
Yeah.
He made great strides. I hadn't been sold on Kenny Pickett. He was terrible last year, in my opinion. He had some big moments, but I didn't think he was very good.
His rating-wise, he wasn't super productive.
Like 9 touchdown passes.
But at the end of the year, the last 4 or 5 games, he, by ratings and analytics, did
But the Steelers are better than I thought. The Steelers are going to do it again. They're going to win.
10-7.
Yeah. But the Niners are thought of as a Super Bowl favorite. They got to come across the country. A few questions about Brock Purdy. I'm going to say you get a 3-point if you're Pittsburgh. I'm going to say San Fran is a 1.5-point favorite.
2.5, very close. Like how you threw the 3-point in there. That's often been the kind of the cliche acceptance of Vegas that the home team gets 3 points. All right, what about the? It's boring. What about the Packers at the Bears? Packers at the Bears.
Oh, that's a good one now.
Wow, right out of the gates for our girl Taylor Dahl, huh?
Taylor Dahl, who's kind of come in here limping today because the Brew Crew beat the Chubbies.
That's a big series for the Cubs at home. They needed it, and the Brewers won
9 in a row.
Yeah, is it 9 now?
9
yeah,
now.
The Cubs needed to get that win last night and win this series to give us a race.
So the Pack Goal, have Jordan Love, who had a good preseason. It was okay. A lot of love about. Is it at the Bears?
At the Bears. Packers at the Bears.
Again, this is another Chicago slight favorite. 1.5?
2 points. It's a very good call. It's just you're so used to Green Bay being the favorite, and especially, and I know they're optimistic up there, especially about Justin Fields. But the Bears weren't a good team last year. They were bad. Their record was terrible. Did they have a top? What did they pick?
Oh, this warms my cockles.
Oh, cockles are warm, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing like a warm cockle.
Oh, Jeff, I'm going to show you this little picture. And
I like it now. I don't have to take the walk. You can just,
I'm just so happy. This makes my cockles warm.
Okay, this is up at, it's
last night.
Yeah, it's at the Mets game last night. And
what's Albert doing there?
Albert and Alberta are there with Mr. and Mrs. Met. And
That's wonderful.
Is that the Syracuse
That's
Orange?
A Syracuse
and
Orange.
Who's the other guy?
That's a Mississippi State Bulldog, maybe in honor of Buck. Buck is a Mississippi State guy. But I don't know.
Oh, the Alonzo probably for Albert and Alberta.
Is that what it was?
I would think.
It was College Colors Day, and obviously
they went with the orange and blue ones.
Yeah, maybe.
Because Mississippi State's dead orange and blue.
Yeah, that's they're all saying, shouldn't Pete be out there with the Gators? What's going on?
They're always, again, Twitter, put something and then everybody come complain about what's just not perfectly right about it.
I know. Let's take a break. We got to take a break.
Bears 2-point favorite. So you're right. All right, brunch with a tour and
Ryder Cup picks today.
They are announced later today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we know who they are.
All 12?
I can tell you.
They've been released?
No, but I can tell you. I've done some digging.
Well, we'll get into that and some more. But the schedule's going to change again on PGA Tour. We're going to start it up in January.
Start me up.
There will be events, I believe, this fall, but I don't think they're going to count towards anything. I think that's probably not a bad move. And we're going to find out a lot here in this gray area of the next 4 or 5 months on just what the future of golf and the combination of tours is going to look like. So we will go let Stewie Moore in through the locked front door and bring you Brunch with a Tour next. It is a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday here on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Jaguars and Gators. Gators and Jaguars. Jacksonville's home sweet home of the Jaguars and Gators.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Hey, Hicken here. Hope you had a great summer like I did. A lot of friends and family through the house, a lot of vacation time. But it's fun to get back to normalcy. It's fun to get back to football. And it's fun to get back to the kids going back to school and such. And it's a perfect time to get Zero Res to come by. I saw Zero Res in the Bay yesterday. They're doing their work. The cleaning freaks are always out and about and doing an unbelievable job. So right now, maybe the tile and grout, the carpets, the rugs all need a good cleaning. Call Zero Res. In fact, Zero Res offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your tile and grout cleaned and sealed, 25% off. Zero Res, man. You spell it forward. Zero Res, you spell it backward. It's the right way to clean.
Having pain like that and not knowing how you caused it and for how long it's lasting, it's debilitating.
QC Kinetics patient Diane Richardson hated not being able to live her life to the fullest due to joint pain. But then she called QC Kinetics, where regenerative treatments helped her pain go away.
The result was phenomenal.
QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using natural biologics to restore and repair damaged joint tissue.
This was a great alternative for me as opposed to going in and possibly having surgery or something else. There was no downtime, and that's what I loved. My life is too busy for me to be sidelined.
If you're tired of constant pain from arthritis or injury, don't think the old treatments are the only treatments. Discover regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics.
Just to feel good and know that I'm out of pain is the best thing ever. I'm able to do everything that I want to do.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Your home value is way up, and you can use that money right now. Pay off credit cards, remodel your house, both, whatever you want. Prosser here for Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto can convert that home equity into cash in as little as 2 weeks with no cost to you and zero hassle. Mike and Joan in Ponte Vedra called Loan Pronto. They did a Loan Pronto zero-cost cash-out refi. They got a check for $100,000, used $50 to pay off all their credit cards and a car loan, and used the other $50 to upgrade their master bath and kitchen. They locked in new APR in the 2s and lowered their total monthly bills by hundreds of dollars. Hello? What are you waiting on? Call Loan Pronto now. Convert your home value into cash and put that money to good use. Do it now, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval. Not all loans apply.
Yo! Football is back, and so is winning season at MyBookie. Look, if you're anywhere near as fired up as we are this season, you got to get a bet in on the action. NFL, college football, and a brand new casino system. MyBookie gives you options to bet and win all season long. First 2 legs of your parlay hit, cash out early and use the bread on another bet. Or let it ride for a chance for a bigger payday. Use early cash outs as a tool to stay in control of all the action at MyBookie. To get started, go to mybookie.ag now and register for an account for free. When you're ready to make your first deposit, just use promo code 1010XL to grab your welcome bonus on the house. You can still even bet on futures like Total and the Super Bowl. So sign up with promo code 1010XL to claim your deposit bonus. And for a limited time, a free chip to use in the MyBookie casino. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
Hi, I'm Frank Frangie, and Chick-fil-A is introducing the new Caramel Crumble Milkshake that's here to enjoy the sweet seasonal treat. Features rich caramel flavor and blondie cookie crumbles that are hand-spun into ice cream dessert. A perfect cold treat with all the fall feels. The Caramel Crumble Milkshake is here for a limited time, so stop by your local Chick-fil-A restaurant and treat yourself today.
The house is taking a beating this summer with all the in and out. Time to call Zero Res. Right now, Zero Res offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your tile and grout cleaned and sealed for 25% off. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Wouldn't it be great if you could ask a woman what she's thinking?
Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Mia O'Brien.
What a world that would be if you could just ask a woman what she's thinking.
Helmets and Heels.
Driven by Tire Outlet.
And presented by Underwood Jewelers. Tuesday nights at 6.
On 1010XL.
The water heater's broken, disposal doesn't work. Toilet's overflowing, the wife's going berserk. There's water all around me, the faucet sprung a leak. The only way to fix it is to call on Roland Reach, 'cause I got the blues, yeah. For all your plumbing needs, call on the Bold City's best, Roland Reach Plumbing, and lose the bad plumbing blues. I got the blues, yeah.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball has cooler promotions, but some people call them ice chests. Either way, check out the items you can put your company logo on at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, Brunch with the Tour, brought to you by
Clearwater Irrigation and Drainage too.
And J&M Roofing. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
All right, good news for us. Jim Cantor is not in Jacksonville. He's in Cedar Key, so that's a good starting point for him on the other side of the state. And hopefully he stays over there because Cantor goes right where the big hit is.
Yeah, you don't want that's like
you don't want to
Dr.
see
Death
him.
showing up.
Yeah,
And
Jim Cantor shows up. It's time to leave.
Isn't it Cantori?
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No one knows.
The E.
Yeah.
You're missing the E.
Anyway,
it's a softie.
I tell you what I took out of the Tour Championship.
Stewie.
Here we go. There it is.
I tell you what.
Would you like to introduce our guest?
Yeah.
But they know Stuart Morris is
Do
one
they?
for the Tour. I mean,
last show of the
Last show, he
season,
comes in
just
as
this
champion. Did
year.
you bring yourself a gift?
No,
A
I
driver?
didn't. I'm waiting for that 1998 Cutter and Buck 1010XL golf shirt.
Okay. You have one of those? You need one of those?
Sewn on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that double X?
1998. I don't know if we have any of those left. Is that what particular
Depends on the
style
cut.
you loved that year when you were in like junior high school?
I
then,
like
or
the
what?
old, no, I was in college.
Okay.
I like the Fred Couples, the old cotton ashwork.
You want me to bring in my
sleeve that
you
comes down the
Hey,
ear?
you want me to bring in my NBC golf hat from the 90s with the colors?
Dude, I was watching. It's so funny you said. I was watching some tournament like St. Jude. I think I was watching. It was the 1997 St. Jude, and they did. The pants were so baggy. The shirts were so big, and pure cotton, just hot. I mean, it's just awful.
Everyone's Lucas Glover.
Here's what I take from the Tour Championship. Golf has emerged to the point now, with Tiger gone, there is no dominant number one from Jan 1 to December 31st, but there are 7 dominant number ones
Yeah.
in little increments over the course of the year. And we've seen, a lot of these guys do it and follow it up. And that guy right now is Victor Hovland. It's just a shame there's not a major attached to this, but he's just played incredible golf now 2 weeks in a row.
He's, you think back to that class where he came out with Matt Wolff and Colin Morikawa, and he was the guy that took a little bit longer. He had to go to Korn Ferry Tour Finals to secure his card that summer because Wolff won quickly in Minnesota, and then Morikawa won in Reno. But long term, and obviously Colin's got a couple majors, but Victor is so talented and also pretty well grounded. The kid, these guys, listen, they all come out of Okie State, they come out of Texas, they come out of Bama, Georgia, wherever, and they go somewhere. And he's still sitting there in Stillwater, still practicing at Karsten Creek and playing with the Okie State guys. And I think that's just a different mindset that he has. And you mix that with the talent, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Would you rather have Hovland's resume right now or Morikawa's?
Oh, Morikawa's, I think.
Two majors?
Yeah. But if I'm betting on the next 5 years, I would double down on
take
Victor.
Hovland over Morikawa?
100%.
Okay.
And Morikawa's incredible. I just think Victor's got a little bit of that machine look to
Yeah,
him.
but we always sit there and say, well, once they figure out the win, watch out. But then to Jeff's point, he'll stay hot. It is weird to me, and it may. I didn't research this, so you can confirm or deny. But it seems like when we get into playoffs, somebody inevitably gets hot and wins a couple of those playoff things every year.
Yeah, I think so. So he became the 8th guy to win multiple playoff events.
Okay, so eight have done it.
But and listen, there's a lot of talk about the kind of the reset leaderboard or the starting strokes. But I was with the tour back in 2008 when VJ basically just had to not withdraw from the Tour Championship to win the FedEx Cup. So while there's still some controversy around the starting strokes, and I think the way it's panned out, it's a lot better than what it used to be.
Well, and you got a huge break this week when Scheffler let everyone in. It looked like a normal leaderboard. Now the scores were lower than they would typically be, but we got a big benefit this year. Now Hovland ultimately turned it into as if he was the one that had the big lead, but there are some years where if that guy comes out hot, then it takes away all of the drama. But it's grown on me. It's grown on me rather than have the two. I think it's the last one had the two is awkward between Tiger and Justin Rose, wasn't it? Tiger won the tournament.
Well, we keep having guys come back and win it, that makes it better.
I agree. And I think, listen, by the end of the day, when you get to Sunday and you look at that leaderboard and you look at who the top 5 were, the 5 best players in the world at this
and how they're going to finish in the season depends on those. I hated the adjustments at first. It took me a while, and I still don't love them, but I do. I do understand, and I think when the tournament plays out like it did this year, even last year, Rory came from way back to win, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing, listen, Ron was not critical, but his one bit of feedback is, hey, I could go win 30 tournaments and enter the FedEx Cup and lose it. And that's fair, but listen, talk to the Patriots about going undefeated. And
where are we at on Scotty Scheffler, guy? I mean, guys,
he was a dominant number one player in the world this year statistically. I'm fascinated by what's become, and I asked Stuart about this last week.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, that's fine. The Scheffler shuffle has become like an unbelievable thing to me when he's on the tee.
Swing. I'm talking about the club that is going to end his career.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being melodramatic. The putting is.
Yeah, but he's still finishing second or third.
Listen to these stats, right? This is a guy that won twice this year.
Yeah, but he's like number one in everything.
First in driving, first in approach, first in tee to green, first in total, which is basically everything, first in greens and regulation, first in scoring average, first in money earned entering last week, first in top tens, and first in aggregate score at majors.
What about putting?
Won twice. But I don't have that stat.
That's why.
We do the positive stats at the PGA.
If you have all those, you should have
eight,
6 or 7 win year, right?
It's probably. I think like when you talk to his peers, when you listen to the guys at the press conference, they say Scotty's ball striking this year is the best anyone's seen since Tiger in 2000.
Okay,
and the putting is not.
I'll trust him on that, but the putting has been so bad that it has just completely robbed him of anything special. And you can tell now it's been enough and long enough. He wears it. He knows it. He has completely lost his confidence. And even when he got like on a little bit of a roll on Sunday, he made a couple in a row. And
all right, let me ask you guys this.
Right back to
what, and there's so many putting
strokes
stats.
gained putting.
So what is your favorite?
Strokes gained putting.
Strokes gained.
Putts per round, total putting average, bonus putting, overall putting average, birdie or better conversion percentage.
Not listening.
I'm just giving you all the different. I don't have strokes gained, dumbass. I'm looking here. I don't need your sarcasm. I got 400 categories.
Yeah, I bet you it's on there. It should be. It's the major one that they use.
Are you on the new and improved PGA Tour.com?
This is your PGAtour.com.
Now it's getting personal.
Yeah. And by the way, the best putter in the game, Taylor Montgomery.
It's incredibly user-friendly for everyone 55 and under.
There it is
Taylor
again.
Montgomery,
That's why he gets called the dumbass, Pros.
That's why
he comes into our show and
all.
insults us.
Here we
because
go.
he won one time.
Strokes
all of a sudden he's puffed his chest out.
Don't worry about it.
Strokes gained putting on tour this year. Your leader was Maverick McNeely. Taylor Montgomery was second. Denny McCarthy. Xander Schauffele. By the way, I'm not giving you the guys who dominate the tour.
I was about to say, we're not backing up this stat very well.
Well, no, we are from this standpoint. That just shows you if Scotty Scheffler, somebody who is striping it, was Schauffele, by the way, second in the FedEx again this year? Mm-hmm. Isn't that like the fourth time he's been second?
He is Mr. Eastlake with one win at Eastlake.
I'm going to tell you just real quick, and we won't go on and on. I'm going to tell you exactly where Scott. Now, you gave me a lot of ones. You gave me ones in just about everything that involves golf, didn't you, except for putting?
Yep.
Rory also a very mediocre year putting. He was 65th in putting, but I'm still scrolling here. Spieth, who used to – here's why you can't just assume Scheffler will be back. Spieth used to be a great putter. He's not anymore. He had a couple years ago or last year where he was like almost near the bottom, and now this year, 80th.
Do we think, and I'm just spitting.
Looks like Taylor Montgomery and Maverick McNeil are the two best putters on tour.
And Taylor Montgomery, your guy.
Yeah.
Do we think, I'm curious if this generation of stars has spent so much time getting longer, getting stronger, working out, 350-yard drives, and obviously they all work on their short game. I'm not saying they don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when I was growing up, Prosser, when you were younger playing golf, there was always like the guys that they never missed, right? Corey Pavins, the Brad Faxons, just the world
Ben
beater
Crenshaw.
putter. Ben Crenshaw.
Lauren Roberts, boss
of the Moss, exactly. I don't know if we have that person anymore. I mean, Mav McNeely.
Well, they're not big enough names. You need it has to be a guy who's also winning, right? Spieth was that for a while, right? That was his MO. Scotty Scheffler, with all of those numbers you gave us, lost 3 shots around to the field with his putter.
Well, there you go.
3 shots around to the field.
Incredible.
He's 150th in the putting stats.
In
strokes gained between Austin Cook and Vincent Norman.
Vincent Norman won this year.
Barbasol. There you go.
Got an extra R or an extra
N.
I didn't realize Austin Cook was still on tour, but here we are.
Austin Cook played with Tiger Woods one time. We had him on the first timers.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
The CRPR?
Yeah.
Or I didn't deliver?
Austin Cook is the one we guaranteed we'd pair him with Tiger, and then Alter did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So
Alter.
He owes us.
Oh,
Alter's still trying to pick up the pieces of the debacle with Tyrrell Hatton, but we'll leave that for another day. All right, you want you want to come back and I'll tell you the Ryder Cup Team America.
Let's at least talk about Ryder Cup, and if you can give us any sort of thought on just what's going to happen here in these next few months as far as the future of different tours playing together.
We're going.
He has no thought.
Wait a second.
He has no insight.
Is this 2-segment guy?
Yeah, we're coming back.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah, bring it.
Let's go,
That's
baby.
your swan song.
This is your last one.
Let's go.
It might be a one of
going out as a dumbass.
I'm getting 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, by the way.
Yeah.
We're gonna load up.
Maybe
take a couple home.
Yeah, I'm feeding Mama. We're going.
Save it for next Tuesday when you're in the office.
Might be one of only 2 or 3 wins for Carolina all year. So
here we go.
Embrace this one.
That is if the office survives the storm tomorrow.
This is the drill.
That's true.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
It's Cliff Averill one more time.
I'm Cliff Averill of the Seattle Seahawks and Clay High School on Jacksonville Sports Radio, 1010XL.
Cliff Averill has been a machine tonight. Here's Linda Beaver.
Listen up. This Labor Day weekend, Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet want to celebrate you with all your hard work. It's easy. Browse hundreds of new and certified pre-owned vehicles online marked with our wow prices. Go find the one you love and come in and buy this weekend to make it yours. Plus, get a free 65-inch TV or barbecue grill as a special treat. Don't miss this opportunity to get a great deal and a great prize. Starts Friday, ends Monday, only at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Don't make me come get you.
Hey, Hicken here from my friends at Shark Coatings. Listen, it's real easy, and it makes your house wonderful. So do yourself a favor. Go to sharkfloorcoatings.com, sharkfloorcoatings.com. Get the free estimate. Boys will come out, measure it up, tell you how much that garage of yours is going to cost. You pull the trigger, and they do the rest. You know what's great? They get it done in one day. One day, it changes your whole house, your garage from an entryway to a room with endless possibilities. and it's so much better than the epoxy. You get a 15-year warranty. By the way, they do it for anything concrete, pools, driveways, patios. I focused on my garage. I couldn't be any happier. I've had it for a couple years now, and we absolutely love it. You got to see it to believe it. For all the info you need, sharkfloorcoatings.com. You'll thank me later.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Since 2014, there has been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality built homes and a speedy move-in process, we are in 20-plus communities in the best locations in Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
This is Sheridan Tootin. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and Dr. Kevin Murphy put my right shoulder back together a few years ago, and I'm still feeling great. Now I'm using PRP treatment for my knee pain. No matter what you're dealing with, if you're enduring any orthopedic issue, my only recommendation is Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if you ever have a need.
Leave pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey guys, Hicken here. It's hot. The oven is on, and it ain't getting any cooler. Unless you stay cooler with Bueller. Bueller Air, still locally owned and still treating their growing customer base like they're part of the family. Go ahead and Google them yourself. Bueller Air, Buehler. You won't find better rated air conditioning company in town. I use them, so I already know. Like I said, it's getting hotter than ever outside, so stay cooler with Bueller.
Bueller Air, stay cooler with Bueller.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 29, 2018, Aaron Rodgers signs an NFL record contract extension with the Green Bay Packers, 4 years worth $134 million.
Hi, this is Lisa the Botanista with the top 10 reasons to join the Freedom Boat Club. Number 10, your life has no meaning. Find it at Freedom Boat Club. Number 9, your spouse wants to put a little more spice in your life. Number 8, you've run out of fun things to do with the kids. Number 7, you've run out of ways to run away from your kids. Number 6, you've always wanted to be cool and pull up to Whitey's or Aunt Kate's by boat. Number 5, you're tired of waiting for an invitation to go on your neighbor's boat. You know, the one that sits in the yard with the dirty cover and the trailer with flat tires. Number 4, you were going to buy one boat, but you want the option of over 80 boats so you can tell your friends one was just not enough. Number 3, you want to meet other like-minded people who have figured out what a great deal Freedom Boat Club is. Number 2, what sounds better? We're spending Saturday doing yard work, or we'll be going on a boat this Saturday. And number 1, you become a Freedom Boat Club member and start enjoying what others have discovered to be the best alternative to boat ownership. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, unexpectedly, light beer.
I-9 Sports, the way youth sports should be, and right now inviting parents to sign up for the fall and winter seasons. Registration open at i9sports.com, ages 3 and up, Duval, Clay, St. John's. Convenient for busy families. Enter promo code 1010 for a discount.
At Big Chief Tire, we care about your safety on the road. Frank Frangie here. We're proud to offer the best tire brands at affordable prices so you can drive safely and get more value out of your car without breaking the bank. Visit our new Orange Park location for brake repairs, tire replacements, oil changes, services, and more. Call 904-932-0950 or visit BigChiefTire.com to schedule an appointment at one of these 5 Jacksonville locations. We keep Jacks rolling.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
I'm Sam Nelson. The Jaguar coaches will have some tough decisions to make today as the teams are mandated to trim the roster to 53. Head coach Doug Peterson acknowledges it's a hard day.
We meet as a staff, meet offensively and defensively with Trent and his team, but it's a difficult day for everybody.
Most preseason predictions have the Jags dominating the AFC South. The Texans hope to throw a wrinkle in those forecasts, officially naming C.J. Stroud their starting QB for Week 1 of the regular season. Devon Hamilton, who sustained a non-football injury, and it's been uncertain how much he would miss. Doug Peterson says he's back in the building.
I had a message from Ferg that he was in the building, so I'm looking forward to, seeing him. And
that's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, so the only time Zach Johnson is going to get really criticized if the U.S. loses. And there's no guarantee they're going to win. This Ryder Cup, the Euros that's a good team they're going against.
Yeah, no, I feel like that narrative is
Are they the favorites?
Flipped.
Are the Euros the favorites? Who's the betting favorite?
I would assume them, but I think you probably want to see both teams and
yeah.
I mean,
all right. Well, I'll tell you the U.S.
over
team.
there.
Scheffler, Wyndham. These are the locks, right?
These are the 6 that are already in. They've earned their way in.
Yeah, and these don't put fear into my heart. By the way.
Oh.
Scheffler, Clark, Brian Harmon, Cantlay, Homa, and Xander.
I will say this: Cantlay and Xander are a super team.
They're not
in this
losing.
Team golf.
They're not losing.
Yeah, they win a lot of. So that even though those names may not inspire you, those paired together.
All right, now here are the captain's picks. Here is who they will select.
Is this breaking news?
No, he's just announcing what he
I'm
thinks.
telling you, I will get all
at 10 a.m.
You can say whatever you want. I'll get all 12 right.
Oh, well, I mean, it's
I'm
gonna be
just
hard.
telling you,
it's gonna be hard to get the first 6 wrong.
Well, correct. Again, there. See what I'm saying?
See? Yeah.
This is what it's more smart A than dumb.
Yeah, is it? Yeah.
Maybe
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe you two can go hug.
I don't hug him. No.
He hugged me the other time in the big studio.
I felt bad though. That's because I felt bad.
Why?
I think I cracked a weight joke or something.
Yeah.
Something unfair. Really.
Well, that's when I accused him of wearing
funny.
Axe body spray to work.
I don't.
Nice,
do
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here are your other 6.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Brooks. Anybody disagree?
No, I think he's definitely getting in.
Spieth. He's in.
Yeah.
Spieth.
He's 8.
JT is in. I'm telling you, JT is in.
Like JT's
I'm okay with it.
Ricky's in.
Yep, I'll give you that.
Morikawa's in.
Yep. So you got one more,
and the one more that I will nail.
I know who the one more is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I. It's Scheffler's buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Am I right?
You've been talking to. Are you
trying to tell you?
Are you kind of a big no laying up guy? Are you going insider? Are you
No.
like DMing my boy Tron Carter?
Sam Burns
I
eats
see what's
worms.
happening. He's on the Twitter site, isn't he?
Yeah,
That's what's
interesting.
happening. Sam Burns eats worms. So who gets left off?
Okay, so Keegan Bradley, Lucas
Cameron
Glover,
Young.
Cameron Young,
Good.
Russell
Good.
Henley had
Bryson DeChambeau,
Good.
Tony
Finau.
Finau I might consider over one of those guys. But that's your 12.
I just don't. Finau's
Didn't you just give me 14? I thought you just gave me 14.
I gave you
No.
12.
Okay.
Brooks, Spieth, JT, Morikawa, Fowler, and Burns. Those are your other 6.
Yeah,
And you agree with me.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Those are the 6.
I don't think that those live guys have proven near enough playing their little limited field, no pressure golf. The way that they react when they shoot these numbers and these shotgun starts with bands playing and shorts being stop it.
You're talking about Rahm and McIlroy and Hovland and Fitz and Fleetwood.
That's better.
Right?
Yeah.
And
That's
by
a
the
better
way,
team,
do
isn't
you
it?
remember
Or
this
no?
too?
Pretty solid.
Do you remember this narrative when the Live split happened that it was the European Ryder Cup team that would really suffer?
Right.
Yeah.
It turns out it hasn't suffered at all.
No.
Who over there would even be on the team? I mean,
Poltz would have been
Well, you
Hank
got-
Stenson
like-
would have been the coach.
It's
Yeah,
like Paul
well,
Casey and Sergio.
Paul Casey's so bad,
I know, but none
they
of them are
wouldn't-
playing
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. I don't know where you
Yeah.
go with your captain's picks over there on that
Yeah.
side. Do they do it the same 6 and 6, or they go 8 and 4?
6 and 6.
6 and 6.
Tyrrell.
Used to be 10-2, didn't it?
No shotgun start in the Ryder Cup.
Is Tom Alter?
Tom
Alter?
Hey, we'll be on 14B.
Is Tom Alter telling Hatton he made the Ryder Cup?
Oh my God!
What's that mean? What happened? What's the joke there?
Is that true?
You're loading up on my. I know he's listening. He's already texted me. He congratulated me on being a 2-segment guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who did what now?
You could tell.
Listen, Tom has to let these guys know at BMW if they're making their way to Eastlake, if they're in, they're out. And I mean, he had some good news for Hatton. Hatton's a little bit of a curmudgeon. He didn't want to hear it, and fortunately, our cameras were right there to catch every second of it.
I don't know why they posted it, but they did.
What did they ask him, and what did he say?
Well, it didn't seem like Hatton gave a flying F
about the Tour Championship.
Just about that.
It was
moment.
the week before.
Yeah,
he's at the BMW. You know how Tom sits in the scores tent. He does all the math, and he tells the guys.
You're in or out.
Well,
he tells
the
Hatton,
computer
he goes,
does
"Hey,
all the math.
you got it." Yeah, he goes, "Hey, just so you know, you got a real good shot here." He goes, "No, I think I'm out." And he goes, "No, 29 and 30 are still playing. Blah 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 blah. You're going to be in." He goes, "Oh yeah."
I mean, it wasn't a ringing endorsement for Atlanta, but I mean,
he probably thought he wasn't going to be able to overcome
but you
that
know
10
what?
shot
Golf
deficit.
Twitter, what's he supposed to do? Like a backflip out of the
Right.
locker room? Like,
Right.
give me a break.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
Now I'm mad.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It made me laugh. It was
You know-
funny.
you know
You
what
laughed
else?
when I made the joke.
Listen, these picks are coming out at 10 a.m., right? It's going to be on Golf
Is it
Channel.
at 10 a.m.?
Yeah, 10 a.m.
Yeah, so we got
I
it.
just, as a man whose hair has gone the other way in recent years,
Mm-hmm.
I want everyone to take a good look at maybe Zach Johnson. Let's call it 2016 versus Zach Johnson this morning, because that man, we don't drug test for Propecia or like whatever the
His
hell.
hair's back?
It's kind of magically reappeared. We've seen the same thing with Jordan Spieth. It's not great. I mean, a lot of pictures on the internet, Zach.
Tell me the new schedule and how it works when we're going to start. They will.
I guess some of the guys at the backup guys for the Euros before you do this: Rose, Lowry, Straka,
My boy
Ludwig.
Sepp Straka.
That's a good team.
That's a good team.
Yeah, it's a
That's
good
better
team.
than our team.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
if
if
it's better.
Ludwig gets a pick or Ludwig.
No.
I don't
think
know if
he's
it's
on the
better, but
fence.
it's certainly good. It's on point. It's on par. Who won the Masters? Rahm.
Yeah.
So there's two major winners on each side.
Yeah.
The number one player in the world plays for the U.S. Yeah, it's going to be and by the way, the U.S. does not win over there. There's that too.
No.
All right, tell me about the schedule. I know it's changed, like points, accumulating towards the Tour Championship. That doesn't begin now until January again.
Correct. Yeah. So we're back to like a calendar season. You know, we started the wraparound. I think it was like 2013, where the season started in Napa or whatever it was back then, maybe Fries.com, and wrapped around the season. We're going back to a singular year. So the quote-unquote 2024 PGA Tour season will start at the Century in Kapalua and then run through the Tour Championship.
Will that go back into October again? Is it going to be
the Tour Championship next year ends on Labor Day weekend, but that's because of the Olympics. So theoretically, it's
so you're going to have fewer events than you used to have back in the day? Because that Tour Championship used to be in October.
Well,
right?
yeah, that you're going way back pre-2007, and people forget this, but the Tour Championship was like after Disney and Vegas, and at the end of the year, and it was at Harbor Town one year and Champions, and so
when it went to the FedEx Cup and getting that big bonus, it moved to September then?
It moved to September, and then once we kind of re-staggered the season where we got the PGA out of August and into May, and then the players went from May back to March, allowed us to get the playoffs, candidly, finished ahead of football season.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, there will still be golf tournaments. What's
Correct.
the purpose of that? Just getting standing for the regular
the
season?
FedEx Fall, well, plenty of money.
Will that keep the big players all from not playing, though, now?
I don't think so. I think the guys will be maybe a little bit more selective, but this is a sport.
No designated events in the fall.
Right. But I think, as we see like what this definitive agreement looks like, are there the possibility for kind of joint bigger events in the fall that would attract those players? TBD. This isn't probably anything you're going to see in 24, but maybe beyond. But what we're calling the FedEx Fall will be good. And I think, listen, guys like going to play Sea Island. Guys like going to Las Vegas or Mexico or wherever. So I think you're still going to see the top guys picking and choosing, but it'll also be a great platform for the up-and-coming stars to earn status and playing time for the 2025 season. So,
all right, well, and are we going to see, a mix of LIV and PGA Tour players? Do you believe in the same events outside of the majors in 2024?
my personal bet, I would doubt 24.
Okay.
I think part of what, and you've heard Jay
figuring
say,
out how to do it.
Figuring out, okay, is there a road back? If so, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just like, hey, I want to see you guys.
Yeah.
So, and listen, some guys went peacefully, if you will, and other guys tried to make headlines, and I would imagine it might be a harder road back for the latter, but that's all to be determined, and that's what. When you look at Tyler Dennis and Jason Gore and
that's
Price,
fair. You know what?
that.
Let's keep it real, and because I love how people, for the life of me, I'll never understand this coming to the defense of these entitled golfers. It's the most unbelievable. Find a better oppressed group, gang. If you're going to pour your heart into a poor group of people who have been oppressed, steer clear of DeChambeau and Mickelson, right? I mean, knock it off. But I was going to say,
wish they had put Phil on the Ryder Cup team. That would have been fun.
That'd been great.
Well, there's listen.
Anybody want to go have lunch?
This goes across every employment avenue, right? This is why Phil Mickelson shouldn't be allowed to ever play on PGA Tour again, no matter what the ruling is. He should never be allowed to make another dollar in the United States of America playing golf, in my opinion. And this is why. Because if Dan and I each quit our job today, and Dan went in, it was cordial, and told the boss that I got to go in a different direction, and he left. And I went in and said, bleep you, and put up middle fingers.
That's exactly how that would happen.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
And then a year from now, our new job completely crumbles. Guess who's going to have a chance to come back? And guess who will never work another day there?
Exactly right.
And these entitled snot noses did just that.
Oh,
kind of a wrap-up shot.
Snot
nose.
Brunch with the tour final.
I won't get in the end in a while. I love getting the dander up of these soft-shelled live fans who cry these tears for Bryson DeChambeau. Get a life, man. Get a life.
It's interesting how all those well, I shouldn't say it. I was going to say most of them joined Twitter in June of 2022 somehow, but here we are. Boys, what's the off season? A lot of
it's been great.
This is your season.
We're going to get in good shape during the off season. We'll be back with you in
January.
I
know. Got a lot coming up.
Do you want to come by and visit at all?
Yeah, I'll come by. I'll bring some food by.
Okay.
We're getting ready to move, so moving month coming up.
You are?
Yeah, we're leaving Nocatee.
Where are you going?
Over towards San Marco. Yeah.
Bowls community.
I guess that's what you would call it. Yeah. So we're
closer to bowls.
We're getting a little artsy. Listen, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not doing M Shack and Dick's Wings anymore. We're
okay.
we're a Taverna group now.
Oh,
apparently. Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Stepping up.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well,
Toss a little
congratulations.
dead in there.
When do you go?
Huh? I think we move early October. We're working through it though. Yeah.
Perhaps a couple days off from work for that move.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna layer that in a little bit. I was hoping
we'll be at that 9:30 meeting.
No 9:30 with Jared. Although he's already texted me this morning. I spent 8 days in Atlanta. I landed yesterday afternoon to a text from him. Call me, which is like instant. Hey man,
that's like a bit of a gripe.
Yeah, give it a rest.
Wow.
Big guy's tired.
He listens.
Yeah.
So
big fellow worked.
Had a middle seat coming back from it. You see me fitting in the middle seat? Yeah.
Congratulations. You just went live golf on your boss.
By the way,
well played.
Aisle seat guy and window seat guy weren't real happy to see you get in the middle.
No. No. Yeah.
fair.
They weren't. It wasn't Delta Comfort either. We're talking like row 30.
Ouchie.
Not great.
Ouchie.
Not
Well,
great.
at least you made it here.
I did.
Yeah.
All right, Stewie. Thanks for everything.
Thanks,
Scout Chuck Accessories Tuesday. We pay some attention to the high school game here coming up in the next half hour or so. That and more as we come at you on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. First place on the First Coast. First feels good. This is 1010XL, home of the Jaguars fan.
Active and pain-free. That's the ticket. Dr. George Barry here, and I know that's the goal of every patient I see. They want the best possible care so they can go back to enjoying life. That could be pick up basketball, golf, tennis, running, or just working out. It all requires you to be as healthy as you can be. If joint pain is taking its toll on your active lifestyle, come see me at Barry Orthopedics. We have locations all over Jacksonville and can diagnose and treat even the most severe joint pain. A homegrown Jacksonville practice. Find out more at barryorthopedics.com.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE, the medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most advanced treatments to eliminate ED and PE. 98% of men experience instant results on their first office visit. They're even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Don't just take our word for it. Call Prime Men's Medical Center now for our limited time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
If you never saw Zeppelin live, now you can know what it's like. And if you did, relive the magic of Led Zeppelin Live. Get the Let Out is back at Florida Theater, March 15th. Get the Let Out. Find out what it felt like to see Zeppelin live. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What? They did not tell me they were going to do that. I need a new bank.
Well, actually, One-to-One Financial doesn't do the usual bank surprises because we're not a bank. We're a credit union. And that means lower loan interest, things like free checking and member rewards, and of course, total investment back into our community.
I'm sold.
Find a better way to bank than big banks with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit 121fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA. Do you have a lift station at your business? Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services would love to be your maintenance provider. Give us a call for a quote today. 904-862-6769 or online at duckrooter.com.
Golfers, work hard, play hard with our Labor Day sale at Edwin Watts Golf Shops, happening September 1st through the 4th. This sale is your chance to get a 50% bonus trade-in on all new woods, 15% off all used and demo clubs, 15% off all apparel, and many more deals in-store or online. Don't miss our Labor Day sale at Edwin Watts Golf Shops, happening September 1st through the 4th. Visit us in-store or online at edwinwattsgolf.com.
Hey, Hicken here. I hope your summer's been as fun as mine. We had some great vacations, did some traveling. Must admit, though, I'm looking forward to everybody kind of getting back into order. My youngest going off to college. Everything got is settling down in the house. Man, the house is taking a beating. So the tile and grout, the carpets and rugs all need a good cleaning. Time to call Zero Res. Right now, Zero Res offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your tile and grout cleaned and sealed 25% off. Zero Res, man. Spell it forward. Zero Res, spell it backward. Right way to clean.
If you've got bad shoulders, knees, elbows, got sprain, strain, or pain in your muscles, PRPrelief.com, PRPrelief.com, best priced PRPrelief.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson. Florida football head coach Billy Napier doesn't plan on the altitude changing the Gators' game plan.
The altitude, and all indications tell us to go stay in your normal routine. Met with a lot of NFL teams regarding that.
Georgia head man Kirby Smart said Monday that he doesn't talk to his team about three-peating.
What the previous two teams did has no bearing on this team because you don't inherit practice habits. You don't inherit standards, and they change year to year, and you got to kind of acknowledge them. So that's where our focus is.
Due to the possible threat of Tropical Storm Idalia, Florida football has moved its travel schedule up one day for its season opener on Thursday at number 14 Utah. The Gators will practice in Gainesville on Tuesday morning, then travel to Dallas, Texas. On Wednesday morning, they will fly to Salt Lake City, Utah. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
It's right now 83 degrees at 9:04. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. They make the plays on and off the field. Now get ready for the Lockett Law High School Report. Brought to you by Lockett Law. Know before you blow.
Just talk into the mic, you'll be fine. Okay. All right, yeah, we're back. Huh? Yeah, you can move around. We got Lachlan Hewitt here. He is the young star quarterback for the St. Augustine Yellow Jackets, and
the biggest play of the high school opening weekend.
That was a great game. I mean, what a fun game. We almost went to it. I was at home, and I was like, and Brooksy wanted to go, and I was like, you got to drag yourself to some of these, but in hindsight, you regret it. But anyway, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Tell folks how the game ended, Hick.
All right, so I'll let Lachlan tell you. So you go into the fourth quarter, 36.
They're playing Bowls. It's St. Augustine.
St. Augustine Bowls.
The quarterback for St.
It's
Augustine.
36-21 in the fourth quarter, Bowls. Is
At
that
Bowls,
correct?
yep. Yes,
All right,
sir.
so you take over from there. Why? What are you thinking at that time? Oh, no, another loss?
No, definitely not.
Attaboy.
The whole entire offense, we're all picking each other up because we know we can score. We've been
Okay.
doing it, the whole game. We've been really good with our tempo. 36-21, Bowles has the ball. They're taking a lot of time off the clock. Gets down to about, 6 minutes. Then Ja'Kai Singleton gets a really, really clutch pick right on the sideline.
Okay.
Gets in bounds. We get the ball, and we're like, okay, we're in this. We got this. We're good.
Let's go get some points.
Yep. Drive the ball down the field.
Quickly?
Very fast.
Are you in 2 minute at this point?
Yeah, we probably score in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Get the clock down to about 5. So first play of the drive, pass to Miles Simmons, about 45-yard gain. We start running the ball. We're getting them tired. The D-line's getting tired.
Mhm.
Bam has a 25-yard run.
Okay.
Then we have a end-around play to Trenton Jones where he scores a touchdown.
Okay.
So at this point, it is 36 to
34.
Oh, no, let me correct. Yeah, so
Yeah.
34 to ends up being 34 to 28.
Right.
And
No,
then,
it's 36-21, then 36-28, then 36-34, and you got to go for 2.
Yep. So then 36-28.
Yep.
We don't go for 2 on this drive.
No.
So we do not go for 2 on this drive.
Right.
So we score.
Good coaching, Braddock.
Absolutely. Coach Braddock had great play. Great
He had
play
the
calling
chart out.
defense, and then Coach James calling the plays.
What about Coach Will? How did he do?
Oh, he did great.
Okay.
He did
That's his
great.
dad.
Coach
by the way.
Wilson's student.
So get 36 to 28. So our defense goes back out. They get another clutch stop.
Yeah.
Get the ball back. We go and score again. This puts us at 36-34.
Right.
And
Now, how much time's left?
at this point, I'd say 3.5 minutes.
Okay. So you got those 2 pretty quick.
Yes, very, very,
And
very
now
quickly.
you're going for 2 because
Yep.
you got to tie it.
We have to.
Yeah.
So we have a play called roll out. We roll out to the right. It's like a snag concept. So we have a corner route, a flat, and a sit.
Okay.
My running back, Devontae Lyons, we call him Bam.
Mm-hmm.
Before the play is like, lock, if nothing's there, I'm going to the left. I'm going to the left. So this is completely not part of the play at all.
Freelance.
So I'm like,
Are you telling me you rolled right and he went this way?
Yes.
And so you went this way, nobody was open over
Yeah,
here?
no one was
So
open.
you threw it back. Was he wide open?
He was wide open. But when he's telling me, I'm like, man, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to be there.
Yeah.
And I roll out to the right, and it's nothing there at all. Look back to the left. Bam, sitting right there, big smile on his face, ready to catch the ball. So we tie up the game there.
Okay.
Then Bowles gets the ball back.
And now, by the way, there's this concept of momentum is such a real thing in
Oh,
sports,
yeah.
whether you're playing a game or
Yeah.
even certain games as you ride that momentum as a fan. I mean, momentum is a real thing, and he's your friend right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how did you? So your defense, what happened? How'd you get the ball back so quickly?
Defense got another really good stop. Bowles did take a decent amount of time off the clock. We probably got it back with about 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Where
I
did
would
you
say.
get the ball? Deep?
On like the 30, our own
Okay.
30.
Our own
line.
30.
So
All
we had
right.
to go
So
7.
we're gonna go aggressive for the win.
Absolutely.
We're not playing for overtime.
Absolutely.
All right.
We had our momentum, so we had to keep going.
Right.
Overtime. I don't like overtime. I want to end it in the fourth quarter.
That's fair.
Especially. So
You get to about the 50, right?
Yep. So probably around the 40. I would
They're
say.
40?
They're 40.
Okay.
We
got-
drive it down with just some simple RPO concepts. We had a 4th down play.
You had any timeouts left or no?
We had 2.
Okay.
We had 2.
So you're down at the 40. You got 20 seconds left.
Yep.
And you launch one for the end zone. You took one in the chops on that one.
Absolutely. I got waxed. I'm not sure by which player it was
Yeah.
on Bulls.
He got you good.
Yeah, he definitely got me.
As
but-
he releases the ball and throws it, and in fairness, the Bulls defensive backs were seem to be in good position. They're not.
Absolutely, yep.
I'm sure they're being told, do not let anybody past you at this point.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so you throw a beauty, and your receiver went and stole the football.
He did.
And all of a sudden, you have taken the lead.
Yep.
And you are going to win the game.
Mm.
What a
Yeah.
win. It had to be. And by the way, St. Augustine hasn't beaten Bowles since
78.
Since 78, right?
It was
I haven't
super
played every
exciting.
year, but they played
Uh-huh.
a lot of years, and they played certainly the last 5 or 6. I
It's
think.
very exciting.
Now, you've been around the game your whole life because your pops and coaching. How has that helped you, do you think, in preparing? Lachlan, if you don't know, is a Wake Forest commit. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how has being around the game your whole life sort of prepared you?
You see all the professional and college athletes that he brings in, and you're like, okay, I can do this. I can do what they're doing. If you just keep working hard and then you see that progress that they make, and you're like, okay, I can make that same progress too.
Right.
And then having access to, basically free coaching at a certain point.
Yeah,
is
that's
definitely
good.
Amazing.
That's good.
Whenever
That's
you
helpful.
want, whenever you feel like you need to touch up on something, work
This is
on
Denny's
the mechanics.
facility?
Sometimes we'll be at 6 points. Sometimes we'll just go to a
Well,
field.
yeah.
It varies.
Who is the best quarterback that you've seen throw in person? Lachlan.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Your dad knows.
Yeah,
I wanna
arm
know.
talent wise, who's got the strongest arm?
Yeah.
It's Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat that.
If he let the ball go from the goal line, where would it go? How far would it go?
80 yards, 75 yards.
It would go 80. You think he
Yeah.
could get 80?
I think he could get 80 with a little bit of a tailwind. He could definitely get 80.
Give me a
crow
win.
hop. Little crow hop tailwind.
Yeah.
What about who has impressed you the most as
I guess what Dan's getting at is, and we've been here for a long time, longer than you've been alive. It might be the best year overall for quarterbacks in
it's
First
not
Coast
might be.
history. Okay,
Yeah,
it is.
it's
It's the
unbelievable.
best. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many of y'all that are going off to big, FBS.
Oh, I mean, their
schools.
game Friday,
Right.
the other quarterback's going to Coastal Carolina.
Right, yeah.
We got FSU at Mandarin. We
Yep.
got LSU. We got Wake Forest right here.
There's
I
more,
mean,
and then we
UCF,
forget. We've done this
USF.
before. Yeah.
I mean, you can go down the line
Yeah,
of the
a ton of
quarter.
them.
And I wonder if that's because of people like your dad and Denny and these guys here, because we've been here a long time, Lachlan, and Pagic in the 60s, Vince Robinson, nephew of the truck, in the 80s at Reigns, Sapp in the 90s, Alan Hall in the late 90s. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Tebow was pretty good.
Tebow started to change things, and I don't
Yeah,
know, but
absolutely.
but now I got
a bunch
of
Yeah, there's a
D1
lot.
guys.
And we've had, in
Unreal.
fairness, Jeff Sims has gone. We've had,
Yeah.
there've been one or two
Yeah.
a year that have
Yeah.
gone to, but to have, like
Beck
you
is
said,
starting for Georgia.
100%.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
It's
So-
unreal.
All right, so tell me about so your game gets postponed this week, which stinks, right? Is that correct or no?
Fully
Canceled.
canceled.
We're not
Yeah.
going to play it.
Super
That's
unfortunate.
so disappointing for
Yeah.
kids. I mean, they just were, but isn't it down in Tampa, St. Pete?
Yep.
Yeah, so
about 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah, so you get that one. So, but you got to roll with the punches. So who do we have left on the? Name some of the schools that we're playing on the schedule.
So this next Friday we'll have Brunswick. That'll be the border game in Georgia.
Okay. That's
they're-
fun.
They're definitely a tough team.
Yep.
They're big. They're strong.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that we'll have Pedro Menendez. That'll
Okay.
be at home at St. Augustine.
Okay.
Then after that we'll have Bartram. That'll be a big one.
Oh,
at
yeah.
St. Augustine. Then after that I believe we'll have Matanzas.
Okay.
Then after that we'll have Nice High School. That's
Mhm.
always fun. They
Oh,
always
yeah.
have a lot of fans there.
Yes.
That goes back a ways.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
rivalry,
absolutely.
Oh,
Back,
yeah.
to,
Nice,
back to Brandon.
Yeah,
right?
Coach James and Tim Tebow.
How is Coach James doing?
Oh, amazing.
Did he like his performance
Yeah,
in the
what was the
Swamp
reaction
Kings
around the team?
Did y'all watch it?
Oh, absolutely. We all loved it. We talked about him to him every day. But one thing that Coach James said was after we beat Bulls, he said, "I've won a state championship. I won a national championship. This is the best feeling I've ever had.
I
Forget
believe
all
it.
that."
I believe it.
And
that's a big, yeah.
That's a big one,
Yeah.
especially the way it happened. It was
Yeah.
a very exciting play. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it already somewhere.
It was
the
unreal.
highlight. Yeah,
It was unreal.
It is, it's you watch that documentary or whatever. You can't really call it a documentary, but you watch that thing, and the thing that would, I think, as players would grab you are like the mat drills, the midnight
Yeah, it's like,
workouts.
wow. Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about commitment.
Yeah,
There's
that's
I know you guys work hard, but then you start seeing what they do, and you're like, ooh,
it really makes you
eye-opening.
like maybe I should put a little more into this. Maybe this isn't as difficult as we're saying, because you look at what Florida was doing and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Man, if they did mat drills like this, there'd be more mamas in that locker room the next day than players.
Hello,
Absolutely.
Coach. Hello, Mr. Foley.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
my
my
son is. He has a black eye. I don't know what Coach Meyer's doing down there, but it needs to stop. So tell me about the recruitment. You had a lot of offers. Why did you decide to commit early?
I wanted to build my class, and I also felt there was nothing else I really needed to see. I saw who wanted me and who wanted me the most. Wake Forest has stood out to me since my freshman year.
Okay.
Especially just watching them. Forget the recruiting part,
Yeah.
but you see what they do with quarterbacks.
And you like the offense,
Absolutely.
obviously.
I love it. And,
Okay.
it reminds me of what we're doing at St. Augustine,
Okay.
especially. I feel like I'll fit in perfect with that system. Coach Agirio, Coach Colossian, I love what they're doing there.
So you're 25, class of
Yes, sir.
25.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you are following Jacksonville has had a nice pipeline to Wake Forest court. Riley, obviously, will be
Yep,
excited.
they had,
Johnny Boy Wolford.
Yep. John
Yeah.
Wolford, yep.
By the way, there's 2 more that came and went to, as we were talking about quarterbacks from the past.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2
Yeah,
more. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's exciting. You had offers to other places, but you were sold on Wake Forest.
Yes,
you feel
absolutely.
totally committed to them.
Absolutely.
And does that take a little off your plate? Do you think
Oh,
that
yeah.
frees you up a little
You
bit and not have to
definitely
worry
don't
about
have
that?
You can just focus on high school until
Yeah.
that's done, and
Yeah.
then you don't have to worry about the whole recruiting thing because it definitely can get stressful at times. And like, oh, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? You know, people that probably haven't made a choice yet are definitely, still thinking about that every day when you really want to be focused on high school.
All right. Favorite class at St. Augustine High School, by the way. What do you have?
Oh.
Yeah. Shout out to what teacher?
Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith.
History class.
History.
That's my favorite class.
Makes it fun. God bless
Yeah,
Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith goes to Washington.
Yeah. Do you have school today, or do they cancel it?
So I do have school. They only cancel in
Atta
Duval
baby.
County.
Ah,
Yeah.
but you got
soft up here.
Yeah.
Soft up here. Is what
Yeah,
it
you're a little
is.
tougher down there.
Yes,
Yeah.
St. John's County. You guys got to be in school on Tuesday and Thursday.
I don't really think of St. Augustine High School as one of the St. John's County
You don't?
football programs.
Well, it is.
No, it's
Yeah.
the longest standing. It's
For
the
sure, yeah.
most.
Yeah.
yeah. You got a team that can go compete though and
Absolutely.
make a run in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
This is. Is it? Do you feel like this is? You've been around that program for a while. Do you feel like this is your guys' best team?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's unreal how
the receivers. You got some good ones,
Yeah.
right?
Carl Jenkins, Miles Simmons, the one that had the game-winning catch, Trenton Jones, Daryl Jenkins, Maureen Wingo, and then our O-line does amazing with our tempo. They're all in shape really well, so
Good.
we're able to keep pushing that. And then defensively, we've got dudes at DB and dudes at D-line. We've got Mike Wright, Ja'Kai Singleton, Braylon
Practices
James.
must be good down there.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of smack talk.
Yeah.
Especially when we get to like the 7-on-7, there'll be a lot of smack talk.
It makes you better. Right?
Well, Yeah. Congrats on everything, Lachlan.
Thank you.
Lachlan Hewitt from St. Augustine High School. He
Terrific
is
play. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Look up the end of the Bowl St.
Yeah, it was
Augustine game
great.
the other night.
It's one for the ages.
Yeah,
You'll
for
never
sure.
forget it.
Yeah.
You'll have 20 years from now.
Yeah.
You may go lead Wake Forest to an ACC championship, but you'll remember that game like for the rest of your life. That's a cool thing.
Understand.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
All right,
All right, we
Lachlan Hewitt
appreciate
is
it.
here, and congrats to St. Augustine High School. That's a Lockett Law High School report. Know before you blow. Thanks to Lee Lockett for all that he does.
Let me ask you about one particular college game coming up this weekend that thanks boys, appreciate you. I don't know if I'm overly excited. Are we setting ourselves up for the big crush? But why am I at noon, without a doubt, on Saturday going to be putting on Colorado TCU? Right,
It's fascinating.
I mean, doesn't that in so many ways?
That's
like,
what Sanders is all about. When he's
Justify
done.
the Colorado
Yes.
hire.
It's a great hire.
It's a great hire.
It's a great hire.
It's so.
We don't know how it will turn out.
I
but
wonder.
It is a great hire.
Listen, I don't think FSU won any more games because of any extra reason. I just think they got better. They have, they had a good quarterback. But boy, if Mike Norvell and FSU had not had the year they had last year, I mean, is it possible Deion will be in Tallahassee right now?
If they had gone 3-10,
Yeah, or if they had gone
kind of locked into him just financially, but maybe.
I don't know. If you're, look, this is not fair to Mike Norvell, who's
No.
on the precipice of a great
Did a
year,
terrific
but-
job, yeah.
But Deion will always be in play for that job if things go south at all, I believe. Now, depending on how he does at Colorado, but TCU is a 20.5-point favorite. It'll be interesting to see how that game gets bet by the general population. Because make no mistake, now I did notice this. I noticed that team that Deion coached and took all those players from, that new coach beat the heck out of somebody this weekend.
Yeah.
So Jackson State is in good.
They got some talent.
In better health because of what Deion did for him there too.
Well, speaking of college football, we got some breaking news.
What do we
and It's
got?
unfortunate.
What do you mean?
Nebraska tight end Eric Gilbert.
Oh man, again?
Arrested.
Oh jeez.
On a burglary charge. He transferred to Nebraska from Georgia this offseason, trying to get immediate eligibility. taken into custody Tuesday morning. Gilbert was one of Nebraska's biggest transfer portal additions under Matt Rule, coming in as the number 9 ranked tight end transfer this cycle. Started his career at LSU, transferred to Georgia, decided to transfer again, meaning he needed a waiver. Rule has been vocal in his support for Gilbert to receive a waiver, but said the process is still ongoing. He said that on Monday. On Tuesday morning, he is arrested. I don't have what he did yet. This is according to On3. And so
wasn't Gilbert a cup of coffee in Gainesville even, or it was just rumored he was going to go there?
I don't remember.
Tennessee was also in the mix. I mean, I feel like the kid's been at like 5 places, to be honest.
Yeah, so
I think officially,
unfortunate.
Officially, I think it's only LSU, Georgia, and now Nebraska. But it feels like between LSU and Georgia, he was on campus at both Florida and Tennessee at one point. I want to say.
Yeah.
And it just apparently never officially.
And it looks more and more like this ACC expansion is
so dumb, man.
So
dumb. ACC, you get what you deserve out of this. You have just taken a mediocre football conference and made it so much worse.
Yeah, but again, if you're the ACC, you must protect. And if FSU were to leave, there's a threshold of number of schools you have to have where if you go below the threshold, so you got to continue to stop.
I just wonder, where can FSU go? Still Big Ten would be what it was. They added all those other teams. It's got to be SEC. The SEC's, or they could go Big 12, which they say makes less than the ACC and what they complain about. It
looks like it's going to happen, though, as well.
But Greg Sankey has all but said that they don't bring what the SEC is looking for. I mean, he made a comment, not about FSU specifically, but about what they would look for if – the SEC may not budge again. The others can grow to 20 and 24, and the SEC may just sit there at 16, Hick. I mean, and I would not go add 4 teams just to add 4 teams. Now, if you're getting Clemson, FSU, Miami, North Carolina, if you decide they bring something or what pick you're for, then that's one thing. But that 16 could stand alone. They did it all wrong. There's some certain schools should have got relegated out in certain sports. There's just,
Demetrius Harvey reporting the Jags will release wide receiver Jacob Harris, who 3 catches for 74 yards. Jags want him on the practice squad, according to Demetrius, but he will have some interest on the open market. Josina Anderson yesterday said the NFL is well aware of all these receivers, these glut of receivers on the Jaguars roster.
Boy, it makes
and they're ready to poach.
Makes it seem so silly that they went and picked up Kendrick Pryor last year. He ended up hardly playing. Now he played some special teams, but I didn't even hear his name. I mean, he's completely forgotten.
Yeah. So
Kevin Austin rumored to have been released. Jordan Smith. These are some that popped out yesterday in various sources and telling different people.
Jackson, Samuel Jackson, Kadre Ollison, Kevin Austin, Derek Parrish, and Jordan Smith. And now, according to Demetrius,
add one more.
Jacob Harris, and also it looks like DeJuan Smoot could go to the PUP list and miss the first 4 games.
They're gonna have to release 36, 37 guys and then maneuver some guys through IR and PUP and that kind of deal.
Yeah.
So
all the teams have to do it by 4:00 today, and we'll see if Jonathan Taylor gets traded. That's another thing that could happen. So a lot of things are happening.
Ryder Cup team is announced. If that floats your boat, that's coming up this morning at 10 o'clock. So that fits right in line with our Brunch with the Tour segment today as well. Shout out to the St. Aug football program. A tremendous win on the road at Bowles last week. And subjects of the Lockalaw High School report. We will take a quick break, snag a timeout on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Want to come back and see what's trending?
Yes.
See what's trending. Gibby, you good for trending?
Let's do it.
You know what? Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. Somebody says that. We'll be back with more next here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Now, the Lamb Rant. Brought to you by the best bet card rooms of Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine.
The Jaguars will cut some good football players, and you won't even recognize their names. Some of them will go on to play for other teams and become solid players, maybe even stars. That's good news for Jaguar fans and a tribute to Coach Doug Peterson, General Manager Brent Balke, and their staffs. The Jaguar leaders have drafted well and, just as importantly, signed good to outstanding free agents. In just 2 off seasons, they have built a solid roster. The rebuilding of the Jaguars is ahead of schedule. But don't go buy any Super Bowl tickets just yet. Give Peterson, Balke, and company at least another off season before you do that. Just be happy with 10 or 11 victories this season, and for now, an invitation to the playoffs.
Check out Uncle Dave's column at 1010XL.com on the homepage. Look for Lamb at Large.
Hey guys, Hicken here. It's hot. It ain't getting any cooler unless you stay cooler with Bueller. Bueller Air, still locally owned and still treating their growing customer base like you're part of the family. I'm part of the family. Go ahead and Google them if you don't believe me. Bueller Air, Buehler. They don't hide from anything. You won't find better rated air conditioning company in this town. I love them. I use them. They put in my units. They take care of my units. I trust them. Like I said, it's getting hotter than ever outside, so stay cooler with Bueller.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club has a little bit of something for everyone. So whether you want to practice, play, or just relax with friends at the Hills Grill, Hidden Hills is the place for you. If you love golf, check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
'Tis the season to be cool. Florida Home AC wants to make sure you're not cooked like a Christmas goose this summer. Make sure your AC unit is ready for the heat, and if it's time to look at replacement, look for quality and value. You'll get that from Florida Home AC. And right now, take advantage of $1,750 off a brand new heating and AC unit. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com for all the details and trust a company that will always keep you cool. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
A judge has a gavel, I've got a hammer. I'm Hayes Carlion. It's Hammer Time with Hayes. Weekdays on the Frangie Show on 1010XL. Brought to you by Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters, the golden standard in roofing.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
At ABBQ, they are turning up the heat this football season like no other. Picture this, 15 massive TVs strategically placed throughout the restaurant so you won't miss a single touchdown. Step into their huge outdoor area where the excitement of the game meets the fresh air. Here's the kicker, and this is a big one for me. They got the sound on blast throughout the restaurant for the whole game. Your destination for mouth-watering barbecue and an unforgettable game day. ABBQ, meet and drink with us.
Yo, football is back and so is winning season at MyBookie. Look, if you're anywhere near as fired up as we are this season, you got to get a bet in on the action. NFL, college football, and a brand new casino system. MyBookie gives you options to bet and win all season long. First two legs of your parlay hit, cash out early and use the bread on another bet. Or let it ride for a chance for a bigger payday. Use early cash outs as a tool to stay in control of all the action at MyBookie. To get started, go to mybookie.ag now and register for an account for free. When you're ready to make your first deposit, just use promo code 1010XL to grab your welcome bonus on the house. You can still even bet on futures like Total and the Super Bowl. So sign up with promo code 1010XL to claim your deposit bonus. And for a limited time, a free chip to use in the MyBookie casino. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
As your favorite football teams gear up for the season, so is the team at River City Lighting on Phillips Highway. Come in this week during their moving sale and score big-time savings with everything 40 to 70% off. This moving sale includes all lighting, fans, mirrors, fountains, and artwork. Hurry in today for the best selection and find the lights of your dreams at River City Lighting and the Fan Man on Phillips Highway, just north of 295.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. This is your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
It's amazing how much interest there is in the 5th and 6th receiver battles with the Jacksonville Jaguars, as we'll kind of find out how they're shaping up with their 53 today. But from Tim Jones to Seth Williams to Parker Washington to Jacob Harris to Kendrick Pryor to Elijah Cooks, who stays, who goes is to be determined now. Things are starting to sort out, right? There are reports out there about guys getting released and such. But also note that there are some who think that as opposed to their careers coming to an end, this time in Jacksonville, the players who get released will find spots on other rosters. That tells you the strength of a roster heading into this 2023 football season. And that's your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power. If you need a forklift rental, Lift Power has more than 900 machines in its rental inventory, a diverse fleet of indoor and outdoor forklifts ranging from 3 to 10,000 pounds from top name brands. They customize, deliver, and service all forklifts to meet each customer's needs. Contact Lift Power today at liftpower.com/contact to learn more. Oh, it's a beautiful little ditty.
Just for you.
Thank you, friend. Gibby's going to take a crack at trending today.
Well, I'm sure he'll do a terrific job, and
You
Pet
think?
Paradise will be the better for it. Trending, brought to you by Pet Paradise, the many locations around town. 8, they're all over the region. If you're going out of town on a football trip this year, hey, you can take the dog, take the cat with you. There's probably a Pet Paradise near you, and the absolute top of the line for the pickiest pet parent. From the modern facilities to the best veterinarian grooming care available, the climate-controlled suites, a bone-shaped pool, a staff that loves them like you do. There is only one choice. If you love your pet like you say you do, and you want the very best, it is Pet Paradise. Just what the name of the company says. Go to petparadise.com.
All right, here we go.
Number 5.
Number 5. How about this headline? Playboy founder Hugh Hefner's son joins OnlyFans to remember the wild childhood at the mansion.
So is he going to do an OnlyFans where he just tells stories, or is there something more? I mean, I God forbid anyone actually go down an OnlyFans wormhole. I can only imagine what you find there.
Marston Hefner, son of Playboy founder Hugh Hefner, shares nude photos. It says.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
He's on there himself.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead and take a pass. Heck, if all goes wrong here, you can always open an OnlyFans.
Who, me?
Yeah. Promote it on your Twitter. I mean, who knows what people are into these days?
You never know.
Number 4.
Number 4, this one delves back into the world of sports. Most people have seen this by now, but if you have not, what a wild and bizarre scene last night at Coors Field in Colorado.
Yeah.
2 fans, maniacs, running on the field, actually making contact with Ronald Acuna for the Braves in right field. Security was a complete failure in this spot.
I mean, listen, they're lucky that it was just a couple of crazy Ronald Acuna fans.
I'd like to apologize for my actions. I was trying to ruin your guys' season, and I thought maybe just turn the ankle on old Ronnie.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I
probably shouldn't have done that.
I'm amazed that you're out of jail, but that's what the local legal will do to him.
Especially taking my 2 sons with me.
Yeah.
And
the third one didn't quite make it out there. He was a little slow.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Listen,
we shouldn't have eaten all those gummies together.
Honestly, if I were Major League Baseball, I would fine the Rockies $1 million for their game day. You can't. It's just unacceptable. I'm not saying it's easy. When's the last time you saw a fan get to an athlete like that?
Yeah,
it doesn't happen much.
Doesn't happen, nor should it.
No, it's just again, this isn't a Braves take. So
way too late getting out there.
Yeah, this isn't
way too late.
This isn't a Braves. No. I'll give Acuna credit. He didn't flinch. He
had every right to beat the hell out of the guy.
But I think he understood that these are just crazy Acuna fans, and they don't know what the heck's going on here. But
I don't know if they were.
Did the dude actually get the selfie taken?
I don't know. He hasn't posted it. I don't know if he can do it from jail. I wonder if they were fellow countrymen or what. I don't know.
I would guess.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
Where is he? Is he Venezuela?
Yeah, where's my son-in-law? Actually, I need to do it. Do I need a site check on Carlos this morning?
Did Carlos go out there? Does he like the Braves?
He likes Acuna, sure.
Yeah, okay.
He has on the American sports. He follows along with my boys. So Jags and Braves.
I have a great lead sentence here. I'm going to steal
LEDE.
LEDE. I'm going to steal one, Gibby.
Number 3.
Hey. The U.S. Open is hard court, but it was the grass bothering Maria Sakkari.
They're smoking inside the stadium?
Oh, the sweet stinky. The strong smell of pot during her 6-4, 6-4 first-round upset loss to Rebecca Masarova. It was weed. The smell, oh, my gosh. I think it's from the park. No, it's not from the park. It's everywhere.
I just have a question that you need to smoke
Sakkari
weed
was rolling,
so bad that you do it in stadium courts.
Sakkari was rolling along in seemingly command of the match. The stench wafting into court 17 prompted her to complain to the chair ump.
I guess stench is a relative term.
It was the smell that affected the score in any way. It was just a comment because I don't expect to smell it, but it has nothing to do with the match, Sakkari said. I'm not making excuses. You don't think about it because all you care to do is win it, but I smelled it, and it was not something that I paid attention to. Kyrgios has griped about the smell of weed at last year's U.S. Open, so I guess it's full-out game on at the U.S. Open. Just fire up the blunts and then let it rip.
It's like I used to say when we were arguing Braves-Mets back in the day, I'd call you New Crack City.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
And I told you I walked out of the Atlanta Stadium 1 year ago, and it was wafting like crazy. It's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, a lot more people. This is so funny how we went so anti-smoking, how bad it is, and cigarettes have just been all but gone, and more people smoke weed just out in public than they ever did, cigarettes or cigars. Hey, local legal, go get you some, whatever, each his own.
Number 2.
I think the local legal may have played a factor in the Rockies.
Yeah, you wonder. Those dudes ate some,
yes, they did.
200 milligrams of gummies or something.
This one just for you, Dan. Mets fans shower Rangers Max Scherzer with booze in return to Citi Field.
Frank the Tank wasn't happy about it either. He did go 20-9 with the Mets, so, I mean, I'm not, ready to kill Max Scherzer. And by the way, I do like the fact that he's come out and said, look, this nonsense about being a toxic clubhouse is getting old. It's not true, and it's just that stuff like that bothers me.
That came from like a radio
host. Came from an FAN guy.
Sal
Licata is a big mouth loser.
Is that the same one that last year declared the division over?
Same guy.
And he's annoying the hell out of me, and I really am about to throat punch him.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And by the way, he was an overnight guy there forever, and he gets promoted because Carton left. But it's just stop sitting there and saying you know for a fact when you don't know for a fact, and let's get to the bottom of it, and let's find out if there is anything, and go from there. But this anyway, Scherzer came out and said, hey, me and Verlander were even better as the season went on, and because those guys were always competitive with each other, so it is what it is. But yeah, they did boo Scherzer's. And look, I also understand that in the two biggest games that we needed Scherzer to be in last year, he did not come up big. He lost to the Braves in Atlanta in this 3-game sweep, and then he lost to the Pods in the playoff series.
Did he? He didn't pitch last night, did he? He pitched over the weekend, right?
He won't pitch in New York.
I didn't think so.
Which is unfortunate for him because it'd be a nice, easy dub.
Number 1.
The Colts have declared, by the way, and then we'll get to the last training, but I'm watching this, that today is a 4 p.m. deadline to trade Taylor, or they ain't getting him traded by 4. He's going to be a Colt. They're just doing what they're going through the motions to make it look like they're helping. You can't let that guy go at this stage of his career and his salary. You got to let him hit free agency next year.
Go ahead.
Well, this is the number one trend right here. This is what everybody will be talking about today and throughout the afternoon. It's cut down day in the NFL, 4 o'clock.
I thought they were talking about Idalia.
That too.
Oh, Idalia too.
That's a big one too.
Well, here's one from Demetrius Harvey, and this is a surprise, and this makes me wonder what's going on. Garrett Prince apparently is getting waived. I can't imagine that means that they're going to keep the other guy.
Peterson?
Yeah, but it looks like the Jags will keep 3 tight ends on the initial 53 would be my guess.
Yeah, Ingram, Strange, and
yes.
Farrell. Ohio State kid, yeah, Farrell.
Will's son.
I don't think so. Not even spelled the same. Nice try.
I saw Will's new movie last night.
Oh, yeah?
The Strays, about the dogs
that
talk.
Oh. How was it?
It was very a lot of cuss words, but it was good. It was hilarious.
I didn't realize, because it's a movie I would never go see, that Will Ferrell was in the Barbie movie. Do you know that, Hick?
No.
Yeah, he's
a big part apparently.
Yeah, he's like the guy who runs Barbie.
Yeah, the toy man. The toy.
Is he like? Is that like him in the model movie? What was his?
Stranger Than Fiction?
No, with
Bewitched.
No, the model movie.
Zoolander.
Zoolander.
Yeah.
Blue Steel.
Yeah. I don't know what his role is, and again, I will never know because I won't see Barbie.
He's like the CEO of Barbie.
Yeah, there you go.
Somebody's admitting they might have seen Barbie.
I did. I saw it.
it
was all right.
I saw
That's fine.
I saw a list of the 10. I saw a list of the 10 best Will Ferrell movies, and it did my heart great joy that they accurately had Anchorman at number 1.
Yes.
I could see him missing that. They had other guys way too low. They had other guys at 10. That's too low.
Yeah.
Too low for. And they had some Barbie was too high.
Step Brothers was phenomenal.
Well, how big? Yeah, that was 2 on the list. How big was his role then in Barbie? Was it a main featured role? Was much screen time except for the Reynolds and what's her face?
Yes.
Or is it Gosling? Which one played who?
Gosling.
Gosling. No, he comes in probably midway through the movie, and then he's featured.
Just kind of a cameo.
Yeah.
All right.
Toward the end.
Well, that's what's
Well
trending.
done.
Brought to you by Pet Paradise. Certainly trending in your world as a pet parent. Once you use them for any of your pet services, I'm telling you, bang up job. Proud to be a part and align with Pet Paradise as you go through your fall, the holidays that come up, the football trips that come, any and everything. Whether you need immediate help with veterinary care, New Day veterinary care at all the locations. The airport location, by the way, if you do have to do any kind of long-term boarding, open 24 hours, drop off and pick up at the airport location. Always smoothing it out, always getting better day to day. It's Pet Paradise. Go to petparadise.com.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
This is The Swamp.
Snap back, looking left. Intercepted at the 4. Florida gets the stop.
The season kicks off against Utah on Thursday, August 31st.
15th, 10 to the house. Touchdown, Gators.
Kickoff at 8 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XLAM.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Nimnick Buick GMC. Be ready for anything on the road or off the road this summer at Nimnick Buick GMC. Popular Buick and GMC models arriving daily. No one will ever pay over MSRP. Stop by their showroom on Phillips Highway, just south of I-295. Shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com if you want. You want an oil change from the comfort of your living room? How about Nimnick Buick GMC? Now offers mobile oil changes across all Jacksonville communities. Nimnick will come to your home or office, change your oil and filters, rotate your tires, top off your fluids, and even change your wiper blades or replace your battery. How easy is that? Book it online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. In the business for 82 years. That's one reason why they do business the right way. They're family-owned, they're family-operated. No one cares more about their customer before and after the sale. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll-and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to Cam Locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Legally Blonde comes to the Alhambra Theater for the first time ever next month. Lauren Brooks here. Make your plans for Ladies' Night now because this show is close to selling out. Everyone loves Legally Blonde, which starred Reese Witherspoon in the lead as Elle, who enrolled at Harvard Law to try to win back her ex-boyfriend. Plus, there's 2 dogs in the show. Legally Blonde begins September 28th. Get your tickets for Legally Blonde at the Alhambra for Girls' Night today at alhambrajacks.com. That's alhambrajacks.com.
The 9 after 5 rolls on at the Golf Club of Southampton, so get on the tee with me, Joe C. The XL Primetime League is in the summer stretch, and you need to be part of it. Southampton invites you to join us every Wednesday for our 9 after 5. Beat the heat and blow off a little steam with friends and family at Southampton. A great game every week, good grub afterwards, and prizes. Call 287-PLAY and get in the game every Wednesday. It's our 9 after 5 at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY.
No dental insurance? No problem. Introducing the Care Plus program from the dental offices of Dr. James McCall. For only $625 per year, you will receive 2 cleanings and dental exams, a full set of x-rays, plus 1 emergency dental exam and x-ray. You'll also receive a 20% discount on all other services offered. Kids 12 and under will receive the same program for only $525. Call Dr. McCall today at 620-9225.
Hey sports fans, it's Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics, and look, I can't make it any simpler. QC Kinetics can change your life. You can live again without that chronic joint pain and without drugs or surgery. You've got to reach out for a free consultation at 904-274-5522 and make an appointment at one of their branches, Mandarin or Ponte Vedra. QC Kinetics is advanced regenerative medicine. They take your body's own concentrated healing properties and put them right into your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue that's causing all of that horrible pain. The patient satisfaction reports are astonishing. Finally, there is a real alternative to the old ways of dealing with pain. And unlike surgery, there's no downtime with QC treatments. If you have constant pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or back, you need to call and get a free consultation from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522.
Small Cakes has big news. Jacksonville's favorite cupcakery and creamery is growing, opening its 3rd North Florida location in Mandarin very soon. If you haven't been to Small Cakes yet, you are in for a big treat. Small Cakes serves delicious cupcakes, cookies, ice cream, and brownies in a modern and elegant space. Small Cakes also creates cakes for birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, corporate events, and any special celebration. With daily specials each month, you'll always find something new to try. Visit smallcakesjacks.com to learn more.
Atlantic Self Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
I'm Sam Nelson. Jaguar head coach Doug Peterson delivered sad news about the team's rookie linebacker Ventrell Miller on Monday.
Ventrell is, unfortunately, it's an Achilles. That's a season-ending injury there.
Miami Dolphin rookie receiver Dayward Davis, who was carted off the field after suffering an injury in the Jaguars' final preseason game, was released from the hospital Sunday and traveled to Miami with the team, the Dolphins announced. Jacksonville Jaguar owner Shad Khan called for love and respect in the statement after a deadly racially motivated shooting took place in a Dollar General store near Edward Waters College, an historically black university in Jacksonville. At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet, keeping the sports world spinning with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
All right, good morning, Tone. What's cooking? What do you and Mike got prepared for a Super Tuesday edition of Jaguars Today?
We'll have Jeff Lageman in. We'll check the tape from Saturday night and the entire preseason. As the cuts will be coming down this afternoon. We've heard rumors about who some of those guys will be. Nothing official from the Jags yet, but it does feel like the agents, everybody out there is trying to get the word out on their guys.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll see. It looks like they're probably going to go with 3 tight ends, which is interesting. Garrett Prince, here in the last 5 minutes, it's come down that he's expected to be waived by the team.
Another one of those guys that just gets a ton of attention in training camp for a week or two, right? I mean, Garrett Prince was a hot name over there at the first couple of weeks of camp in particular.
It's an interesting decision, right? I think it tells you exactly how they feel about, the 3 for sure, right? Like it tells you how confident they are with those guys. And maybe Prince is a guy that you'd like to get back on the practice squad if you can. But he does seem like he's got the athletic profile that I would think somebody's likely to pick that guy up. Is what I think the likely outcome of that particular one is, but we'll see what all decisions they have to make.
I don't know what the record for the Jags' August cuts being picked up by other teams is, but I would imagine
this may set it.
There's going to be quite a few this
with
year.
With all the receivers and everything, and I think it indicates that they're trying to figure out how to keep all these offensive linemen before they have to make whatever IR short-term decisions they're going to have to make.
Certainly a banged-up position for sure. All right, Tony, Mike, Jeff Lageman, I see. It's a Check the Tape Tuesday. Tape don't lie. So we will look forward to Jaguars Today, and that's coming up next.
Now, today's takeaways, brought to you by Key Buick GMC, where our family dealership has been helping families buy vehicles for over 50 years.
I have a very important takeaway that I'd like to announce, and I didn't know this, but I learned this today, so it's a takeaway, even though I'm not sure we mentioned it on the program. You can buy Magically Delicious Lucky Charms
without the marshmallows,
without
snack
the
form,
crunchy part.
We went back to
the candies.
We went back to the commissary earlier today, and the marshmallows is what they're called. There's just a bag of just the marshmallows.
You can eat just the marshmallows.
Yeah, I would. Boy, that.
Did you know that?
The old me did.
That would be Magically Delicious with some milk, wouldn't it?
The old me would have been very well aware of that development in the cereal industry, but yeah, it's been about a year.
What are you taking away?
About a year since I've had. I'm taking away the stark, exclamation point of the season that it was for Scotty Scheffler. And, a bunch of the tour Stewie read off, he was number one in just about every category.
Yes.
And yet he won just twice. He didn't win the FedEx. And then you look, and the guy loses 3 shots to the field putting. I mean, I knew it was a bad putting year for Scotty Scheffler, especially down the stretch, but really took away that it was worse than I even realized it was. Gibby?
Jacksonville's got a really good quarterback, and Lachlan Hewlett, the St. Augustine kid, coming in at the 9 o'clock hour. That was pretty cool. Big performance against Bowles. Jacksonville's got another good QB.
Yes. I also learned that the Gators are going to change their travel plans. They will leave for Dallas today because of the storm that's blowing in, and instead they would have left tomorrow and gone straight to Utah.
Are we here tomorrow?
We're like the mail, buddy.
We are?
We always deliver rain, sleet, shine, COVID. It don't matter. We're here tomorrow.
We're here?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be here at 6.
Thanks, Gibby.
That's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday in the book. Jaguars Today is next.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.